Hey, welcome back. How's it going? It is August 20th. It is the Mesh Ball Grid. Thanks for tuning in. How y'all doing? I can never tell if I'm ramping it out good enough. I feel like that was too drastic. We could have had some music on for a bit. How's everyone doing? We got quite a show today. There's some stuff to talk about at the top, and we're going to jump into a bit of a different format of sorts. Oh, I got a rug in this room, and let me tell you, feels good. Feels pretty good. How's everyone doing? Sam, how you doing? Also, Sean, McCallamain. Yo, McCallamain, thanks for coming out to the GNK. I hope you had a good time. Chenchlin, Klaklots, what's up? Who's down for Ocarina prep? I am. Brandon, also, yo, congrats on the GNK. How you doing, dude? Giles, Ocarina, yeah. Are we playing Ocarina? Yeah, Eric, what's up? We are. We totally are. Happy Thursday, Friday, whatever. Grim, hey, how you going? Okay, couple things. We're going to be doing Ocarina tonight because Sanjay has an Ocarina tournament, the second on the 22nd, which is just Saturday. I'll explain what that means, but just the bookkeeping at the top is, unfortunately, we will not be streaming this tournament. We did last time. Sanjay reached out to see if we can get some support streaming it. Unfortunately, we won't be. I'm going to be on holiday as of Saturday until the next Saturday. So there won't be a stream until there won't be a stream next week. So there will be no content, unfortunately. But we'll be back. I might stream on the Sunday I get back after that, but otherwise there's just going to be nothing for a week, unfortunately. But I'm on holiday, so it's not that bad for me, at least. I'm also not going to have a computer, so it's going to be some good time to think about like new channel names and the future of the sister channel and stuff like that. So we'll get there. We'll get there in a bit, but again, we'll be back. Sam says, I'm stressed. My sister has a COVID scare. Ooh, she's fine so far, so the stream is perfectly unwind. I hope that's okay, Sam. I hope everyone's doing okay then. McCarlemaine said, I had a good time. Good to hear. Kinchin, also evening. How you doing? Ooh, Chenchling asks, where are you going? Nothing really special. Traveling isn't really a big deal, so we're going to drive the half a dozen hours to see my parents out in Ontario. It's going to be nice. Happy Thursday, Andre. Looking forward to checking out some Ocarina. Might have to bounce or double stream the DNC in a bit. Yeah, totally. Sorry for calling you Francophone on the podcast. No, it's all good. It's all good. Extra ouchie, no stream. So today we are going to be doing prep for Ocarina. I have not played Ocarina, but I've got to commentate the whole tournament last time we did it, and it was a lot of fun. Again, the tournament is this Saturday. It starts at 11:45 Eastern, and I don't know how many rounds it's going to be. It might be dependent. You can sign up. This is a post on StimHack, which you can find on r/Netrunner. We're going to talk about what Ocarina is, and then we're hopefully going to play some games. So Ocarina is a really cool format. It's changed a bit because some of the prize support for the last winners was to be able to create new IDs, or like Ocarina's new IDs, which I'm really excited. I talked to Sanjay, and Sanjay said that there will be some people hopefully showing up to the stream that want to play some Ocarina games. So if you have an Ocarina deck or you're one of those people, hopefully I'll hear you in chat and we'll be able to jump into a game. Otherwise, I'll do a quick explanation of what Ocarina is and go over what has changed since last Ocarina. Because not only are there new IDs, but there's been some balancing decisions based off of, you know, the data. So that's pretty cool. I heard you need Ocarina decks to play against. Yo, Red. Oh, perfect. Excellent. Just in time. Super cool. Red, if you want to play the first game, I'm totally down. I built 4 Ocarina decks. I think 2 of them are new IDs, maybe 3. Yeah, 3 of them are new IDs. One of them is just Bagbiter, which seems really fun with Faust. It's also a really big deal is now, since the last Ocarina tournament, we have the ban list 2006. So that this tournament respects that list. So like Faust is playable in Theophilus Bagbiter, stuff like that is pretty excited. So we're going to see how it goes. If you're also playing in the tournament on Saturday, would love to hear about that later, but also would love to hear about now what you're prepping, what you think looks good, all that sort of stuff. But we're going to go through it really quickly to see what's good. Red says, I have Donut, Miss Bones, and Cyberdex. Awesome. I'm excited to see Donut. That sounds really cool. Cyberdex also like just seems great. I just wish I could figure a way to put Jeeves in it. I couldn't figure it out. Giles says, I have a couple runners ready to go, even though I can't compete in comp. Okay, cool. Razin says, also, I got a handful of decks ready as well, but can't stay past 10 p.m. Okay, well, we'll see as much as possible. Even if you find other people in chat who want to play, like maybe that's a good way to jump into games. But I'm just going to do an explanation for those who are watching or following around who might not know what this is and might want to participate on August 22nd, or at least understand what this stuff is. But yeah, the top of the show thing is I wanted to say I'm going to be on vacation, so there's no content next week. Ocarina tournament is this Saturday, which we won't be playing or or commentating or anything, but do join because last time it was a lot of fun. Got some Utopia, Flower Serum, Bacterial Programming. Ooh. Okay, so what is Ocarina? Ocarina is a tournament. All these like documents are attached onto this this link. Again, you can find it if you go into r/netrunner. There's a link here. But basically, the idea is summed up in these little boxes. And the idea is that instead of picking an ID, either runner or corp, if you're a runner, instead of picking identity, you have to pick a unique connection resource, and that becomes your identity. So you get that text box. As a corp, you are an agenda. Instead of being an identity, you pick an agenda, and then you play as that agenda. So you get the when score, not the when scored ability, but the ongoing abilities. Actually, no, sometimes you can get the when scored ability. That's the basis of it. So there's no identities that you're classically used to. It's also worth noting that any card that is your identity, you can't put in your deck. Now, on top of that, there's a bunch of options, and all these options have different amounts of identity, or minimum deck size, maximum influence, link, subtypes, and same for the corp. These numbers have changed slightly. We've had some new additions. We're going to go through the additions, but that's the basis of it. Utopia also bonkers. Yeah, it does. You get win scored. You do get win scored, right? Yeah, it happens at the beginning of the game. Totally. So like Bologna, I guess. Anyways, that's largely it. You can find out all the information. I'm not going to go through all of it because we've seen a lot of this. There is some new stuff. I'm going to go over that because Sanjay has a cool document, but it's a really exciting format because just getting this many new identities within a new format is really interesting. It's also like, it's strange because you might not think that makes the biggest deal considering you could always play these agendas or these resources in your deck. But the fact that you can start with it turn one does actually change the game, I think, pretty considerably. Also, some of these have like 17 influence or stuff like that. Even that on its own is kind of interesting. Okay, hopefully that's good. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to jump in. These are the changes. This is the change log that Sanjay put together. It's actually pretty funny to read too. Ocarina, it's this weekend. So we got some positive feedback about the tournament, about the format, going to keep doing it. And the prize support, again, part of the prize support from the last tournament was that the winners could basically suggest new IDs to enter the game. Yo, Kyle, what up? Utopia is as bad as an agenda, but sick from turn one. I think that's a pretty good example as well. So, for instance, Woman in the Red Dress. This is also exciting because some of these cards have rotated even a long time ago. So this is, CTZ made some really good choices here. This is now a digital Shaper Identity 4515. Digital is cool. Cyber Trooper Talut doesn't get lonely as the other digital. That means you can play DreamNet. But this is a really strong ability. It's a really interesting ability. I have a deck built for this. I think this is cool and good. This card didn't see a lot of play back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't playing exactly when this card came out, but so cool that you can start with this ability turn one. Really exciting. Rachel Beckman is, and this is important, there was no neutral connections, and one of the big decisions you get, like that Brick made here, is that you can choose a neutral connection, what a faction they're associated with. So Rachel Beckman is an acolyte of Apex. She is an Apex identity, so if you want to play the Apex mini faction, you have to play Rachel Beckman. You get 5 clicks a turn. If you're tagged, though, it seems like you're blanks forever. So don't ever get tagged. Play Hunting Grounds. Be careful. Really, really funny. At least now Apex is playable. I don't know whether it makes Apex good enough, but that's great. This is actually really interesting. Sokka decided this. This is Stim Dealer. It's a small deck of 40-15, so, you know, like nat values, but you will eventually die. It's like, what, 15 turns? You will be brain damaged to death. There's definitely ways to increase your hand size, but this is pretty interesting. It's actually like wildly interesting how it's comparable to Rachel Beckman, but definitely a lot different. Analyze Chris's Cleaners looks bonker in a game I spec'd. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I have a Cleaners deck. Raymond Flint. Poly G. So this was a card that I actually played in some decks, in Geist decks, and I was really bummed out to see that there are some changes again with 2006 that you lose some cards that are interesting. But basically it's a 45-17 Anarch, and it says whenever the corp takes at least one bad publicity, access a card from HQ. On top of that, you can trash this to expose one card. Once it's trashed, you lose the top text. So it's basically fire once per game and lose everything else associated with it. I was actually really excited to build a deck with this, but then I realized Itinerant Protesters rotated, so that's a bummer, but it's definitely interesting. Donut to Gains, 45-15, 1 link. Captain Nice picked this. And operations and events increase cost by 1. So you can actually rely, I don't know how heavily, but in Anarch, you do have a lot of good drip economy with the things like the companions. You might be able to get away with it. I just don't know how impactful that is, but it's definitely fascinating. Okay, this one's really good. This is the corpse side. I think we have 4 of these. Cyberdeck Sandbox. You can't put more in your deck, so it's never going to be Purge gain 8. But basically, every Purge is 4 credits. So even like Reverse Infection, I think that's the name of the card, is good. You'll see the macrophages. I think this will definitely be present, and this should change how you play some lists. Like, I don't think you can rely on viruses in this format anymore just because this exists. Whether that's a problem, I don't know. Amakua seemed okay when you're accessing HQ, I guess, but that just seems good. Sandbox also starts the game in 9 credits. Oh, wow. I totally forgot that too. That's sick. That might even be more important. Wow. This one. Whoa, CTZ. 5/3. Whenever you do meat damage, do an additional meat damage. So I look at all the cards that do meat damage, and there's so many ways I think you can run with this. At first, I started building a Chief Slee deck. If Chief Slee fires, you do 6 meat damage. That's lethal. I think you could build a deck around that. But then I'm realizing, just like, yeah, as Arizan says, C-Source, high profile target is lethal. It's like the old Scorched Earth. So that's alive and well. There's also other cool things, like obviously Cityworks Project is harder to deal with. Prisec is better. The lockdown is a lot better. Shit. There's some other stuff. Yeah, even just like you can get some surprising lethals if you dedicate even a what's it called? The Hitman, the Contract Killer. Yeah, this is really good. 45-15 seems like a lot. Johnson's saying this could be a 10. I kind of agree with that. This does seem kind of strong. We'll see how big of a deal it is. It is technically possible to attack against meat damage, and we'll see if they counterattack, because I think they can. Wake Up Call is a bit scarier in cleaners. Sentinel Defense Program. First brain damage, or any brain damage, also comes with a net damage. Yeah, Brainstorm, Cheese Lethal, it's gonna happen. And Efficiency Committee, you start with 3 counters, you can use them to get 2 clicks. This is probably still very, very potent. 45-10 means that there is some respect done to this, because there are always some wild combos. I don't know whether 10 influence is enough to do a Reconstruction Dedication combo deck, but you can definitely do interesting things with this. Yeah, it's wild. On top of that, Utopia Fragment. It's a 50-10 and an NBN, but all agendas cost 2 more credits for advancement. So it's kind of like you have an NAPD Corden on all the time. That's definitely very good. A 50-10 though, like we see game net decks, like I think you can still play this. It's probably a good idea, a good enough ability. There's still also all the other, like those are just the new stuff. There's still so many more options, and it's very important to know that some of these options were changed to make some of the good ones less good or banned, and some of the bad ones a bit better. So for instance, Rebranding Team, we saw that do really well. It's now banned. Successful Field Test also preemptively banned. Glen Station seemed like a problematic identity because they were doing some really, really cool stuff. It's now became a 50 card deck. That's cool. Class Act, I think, was the best, or the most, not the best, but like the most homogenous deck that we saw. People were just playing good stuff criminal and putting in Class Act instead. It's now a 55 card deck, and I still think it's probably playable, but it's not that hard to put Class Act in a smaller criminal deck and just start with like any of the other ones. AR Enhanced Security, it was good. People were just playing like CTM decks. It's now down to 5 influence, and then some of these got boosts. So Bagat has more influence. Aesops and Beth now have more influence. I think this was something that we called out. It was like, it doesn't seem like a good choice considering these cards are like really low install costs in your deck, and Aesops is no longer even restricted, so starting with them is like probably not even that appealing. Rebirth also and DJ Fenris are playable. That's interesting. Some subtype changes, but that's largely it. So I'm really stoked. I built 4 decks. I've never played the Ocarina tournament. I'm excited to see if there's all the automation is up. I'm pretty sure it is, right? Is it? Dumbbrick's comment on the text on FCOM is Chef's Kiss. Click for 3 credits. All right, let's go. But yeah, I'm really stoked. I got some decks. We're going to jump in. Again, that's this Saturday, and I can't stress enough, if you want to jump in, it's a really fun format. You get to see some wacky, wild combos. Like, you get to see new things and new cards. Like, we just saw how great Ad Blitz was. Maybe it was a bit scary the last tournament, but it's always exciting to see this. Yo, Sanjay, what's up? Replace ID definitely works. Heck yeah. Is it automated too? I guess it's just like it's installed or scored. So yeah, it should, right? Class Act end of first turn draws manual, but the rest works. Okay, super cool. I just want to catch up on chat. Played against a red dress list is pretty nerve-wracking. It sounds really cool. That one being automated is definitely important. Wow. Cleaners is the new Asa. So many options. Jim, what up? Better Citizens Program, hard Beckman Tech. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if people are going to play Apex. I imagine they will just because it seems fun. You know, Brainstorm Gank will be everywhere. Can't wait to play 9 to steal Bologna. Yeah, I have a Brainstorm Gank deck, and it's going to be definitely really strong. It just wins. If you hit a Brainstorm, you can't break it, you lose. You don't even need Helheim or the Gank. It's just great. It's just wild. Okay. Are you playing the tournament? No, I'm not. I'm not going to be in the city on Saturday, unfortunately. I'll be on vacation, so I'll be actually off the channel for a week. So there'll be no content next week. Maybe Sunday if I'm back. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Okay, who wants to jump into a game? We had a couple people. I think it was Red Gordon. You want to do a game? I got some decks. I just need to copy them over. They're also untested. Some of them have too many cards. I would love to start as Corp if possible. Sanjay says I'm going to be TOing, so hopefully I can be present to clear any rules issues. Super cool. Oh, that's huge. Wait. That is so big. Rachel can also install non-virtual resources. I totally forgot. As Apex, you don't have Apex as identity, so you can install non-virtual resources. Apex is actually very interesting to play now. 5 clicks is huge for an Apocalypse deck. Apex is probably very good. Whoa. Red, when you are? Okay, cool. Did you host? Okay, that's actually kind of really big. Okay, so I got a couple decks. Cleaners, I have Ocarina Bagbiter because Faust is out. I have a Sentinel Cheese and then Red Dress, which needs to be tuned. I'll try the Cleaners first just because it seems really interesting. And it looks like some of the old decks. Only problem with Rachel's not enough influence for breakers out of Apex. You have like, what, 18, I think? I'm just gonna do Blue Sun. I didn't use all my influence, it's fine. I think it's Red Oni, right? Yeah, it must be. Okay, so we'll just, as soon as you get in, you hit replace ID, and then we'll write in the Cleaners, I reckon, and then we should be off to the races. Ocarina's helping tide me over for new Nisei stuff. It's gonna be a bit, but yeah, it's definitely really exciting. Okay, so we don't know who they are. I think you just do it now, right? Boom. Okay, the Cleaners. Whenever you do net damage, do an additional. And they're playing Donut to Gains. Our deck, no joke, has 22 operations. So Donut is actually going to be like pretty reasonable in this matchup. Opening hand is okay. Data Raven for remote. Hedge Fund again. Every single operation we play is going to be 1 more credit, which is going to be annoying. But they probably don't have I've Had Worse in their deck. I imagine it's like good enough as defense, but paying 2 credits to draw 3 is pretty bad. I think we're going to still keep this hand. We can do worse than this. And we're off. And let's see how this goes. Punitive again. There's so many things that are really expensive. So our deck has 3-pointers mostly, and it has a C-source into high profile target play, and it has punitive. And there's these interesting things where you have to play 3 cards in a turn, so you can't consulting visit. So like getting draw is actually really good. They're Anarch, so this is Anarch for what it's worth. So like Sapper isn't amazing unless it hits a Stargate, and we kind of want this for the remote server. I just don't know what they could do here. Like Wanton, I just don't think they have event pressure, right? Like it's probably more program pressure. So we actually have to click for a credit before we play Hedge Fund. That's obnoxious. Okay, cool. We can set up a Raven remote. I just don't know what HQ pressure is. We'll set up Raven remote. Fortunately, we don't get this jammed, which does 2 meat damage. Double streaming the DNC. I got you in one ear and Andrew Yang in another. Donut 2020. Woo! Double Rizeki. That's a start. It's 2 influence. I don't know. I think Donut has 45, 15, and a link. And the link actually does matter because we have 2 trace cards in our hand. Unseen card from R&D. They're accessing with 1 credit. So in theory, if we had C-source into double high profile target, they would be dead. They did see a price X, so if we jam something here, they probably won't run it. I think we'll put 1 on R&D and then just IPO for 9. This doesn't fire against Stargate, but it's like not bad. If they get accesses here, like we're pretty okay with it, and we have 1 more for the remote. Doing double price X in the remote's really good. Like it does 4 meat damage. Hit the punitive. Again, they do have a link. Yeah, it actually does the link. Oh, that's super cool. Price deck from HQ. They did trash that one for 3, so they have 0 credits. So we did lose our remote price deck. Paperclip in the bin. Okay, half sharp for HQ is definitely very good. We want to get an agenda. That's good enough. We'll put this on HQ. We have a punitive in hand. We want another one. I think we'll draw once more. And then we'll put this on HQ. And the next turn we can install double advance the SSL. Donut Rozeki is gross. Yeah, there's so much money that you can get tied into other things. Like I imagine they have companion stuff like that. They just click for credits. Okay. Oh yeah, we have lots of these. I think we can be a bit more safe here. I don't think we need to advance here. What is this? Like this is like 8 credits. We don't have as much money as we think we do. Yeah, we'll advance once. Yeah, I wonder how much econ they can get. Because again, like I don't expect them to be on Dirty Laundry or Hedge Fund. Like the value of those cards is way lower. Stimhack is probably still worth playing. Oh, shit. Xanadu, okay. Boomerang, all right. So if they expend one more card, right? Like Punitive does 4 meat damage if they steal this. Like, again, that's 1 more meat damage. So if we res the border control here, it's going to give us money back. So we res for 5, gain 2 back. I'll do it. It strands the Boomerang. We probably could have let them in here. At least we get our money back. And if they do go HQ for some reason, the Afshar is going to be good. And this, again, 2 meat damage and a tag. Ooh, Afshar is great. Xanadu is all ice. Oh. Okay, well, at least no one's on money. Please no Rubicon. Oh, man. Yeah, you can actually do some pretty rude stuff for sure. Okay, so we need 5 to advance that. I think we can just do advance credit. So next turn that we can still do stuff. We can't fire snare, but everything looks pretty safe. But again, we have to go a bit fast. Double Rozeki is a problem. Credit denial, donut. Yeah, it could be. Like, there could be on en passant. They could be on some program destruction. But, like, all that stuff is events. So we need to figure out ways that they can put pressure that isn't events-based. Because events, again, 1 credit more is a lot. Especially because nobody plays events that are expensive outside of Sure Gamble. Oh, fuck. I didn't think they'd do that. At least we get the money, though. That means we can res the Raven. Hold on. Okay, so we can res the Raven. They'd have to take a tag. But here they're just going to hit this with 1 click left. Punitive, again, is only 4 damage. I think we can res the Raven, because even if they steal it, we can punitive with the SSL money. Yeah, I think they're in a pretty bad spot. Pop BC and they die? Wait, why? Okay, I think they're goofed here. I think they don't have a chance. Right, because they have a tag. They have to clear the tag. They don't have credits. They don't have to clear the tag. If they steal this, it's 4 meat damage. And we get 3 credits, which we can do credit punitive. Oh, man, a price tag here would be good. We could pop the border control. I think we actually do pop the border control. Because it's not technically lethal. We need another punitive, and we can't fire it. I'm just going to end the run. They can't clear the tag. I don't know, because it's only 4 damage, right? And we can't do double punitive. If we draw a high-profile target, we probably won't have the money, because again, it's an extra credit on all these cards. It's actually pretty meaningful. We'd also ate the Boomerang, which is cute. And we can't fire Price X, so they could go R&D here. Jar, what's up? Super excited for some Ocarina gameplay. So am I. I've never played it, and it looks really fun. Ooh, Snare! Okay, can't fire that. They can definitely trash it. And we can't fire Price Tech either, which would have done 2 meat damage and give them another tag. Okay, so that's good. So, I think we just click 3 here. I don't think there's anything else we need besides money. This is definitely pretty good. I think the mouseless is definitely really good too. I think we're going to throw out the Sapper, unfortunately. And hopefully we score out the SSL. Rozeki giving it 2 credits. They might want to clear the tag. Right now it's only respecting this. But again, high profile target now does 3 meat damage, right? Because it's 2 per tag, but it's 3 per tag because of the cleaners. I wonder if we actually need to go way faster and put in, I don't know. We did get econ robbed a bit, but like maybe we do need to put in, like some of the old decks did actually have easy mark in them. I doubt it. All right, they cleared a tag. We're going to score an SSL and get on the table. This will give us enough money for price hack. Oh, that's good. All right, and we're just gonna put up something on R&D. We have the border control for the remote. Afshire looks like pretty good. Again, if they're on Black Orchestra, it's 5 to go through this, which is pretty rough. Again, all our res costs are up by 1. We could have trashed the Xanadu instead. Decided not to. And again, it looks like we're gonna lose the price here, which is a huge bummer. We're 1 credit short. I don't think we have any recursion. Ooh, lost an NGO front. It's operation less economy. We need that. Take 1 bad publicity? Yeah, totally. Ooh, they're actually playing that for 3. That makes sense though. They're econ denial. We can't afford it. Yes, please. Okay, we have a Hordem, which they can't deal with. We also don't have an agenda. They didn't actually trash the prize set because they wanted their mining accident credits. That's surprising. They could play Rebirth, but I think they have to rebirth into another Ocarina, right? I think we just do credit. Like if they steal, we just need money because if they steal, they're gonna be in a bad spot here. Yeah, red dress is legal. Frank says try to red dress deck. That ID is pretty tight. What did you do? Because I can't figure it out. I'm at 49. I wanted to play like a control shaper. I tried playing Mind's Eye as well, just because that technically works. But I feel like you need more HQ pressure. So I have Sneak Door Beta and I have HQ interfaces. Okay, our money is good. Rashida's good for the remote. This is probably good enough. Just import legworks. I did 2 HQ interfaces and I play modded. I feel like that's probably better. I'm just going to click 2 here. We could get this out of our hand. Yeah, whatever. We probably shouldn't have installed that. Yeah, Red Dress is a cool card. You could probably just print an ID with that if it's not absurd. Wow, 3 credits a turn. They do have Pat Tap and Rizeki. Again, not a lot of operations. And there, yeah, the Keiko means that they're definitely on the connection. We're going to give them Pat Tap credit here. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, what? What happened? That's rough. We actually could throw one out. Yeah, that's probably fine. Red Dress kind of felt like playing Theta Link. It kind of does, doesn't it? Oh, they're checking. All right, so they have an agenda in there. They have to steal it. It doesn't do damage, but in theory, double punitive is lethal. And I don't think they're on high profile. I don't think they're on I've had worse. We'll definitely take the bad publicity. Again, each one of these has 4 damage. They have a link. And this costs 4 for Trace 5. I think they're done. I don't think we're on Deddy because we don't need it in the deck. I originally had it, but I had to cut it for slots. Because I don't think like Deddy actually is that good. Like this already does a stupid amount of damage. This already does like 5 damage. I don't think you need to make it that much better. Like I think they're dead. They might have I've had worse, but I'd assume they'd probably have a resource answer. Okay, this actually we're not going to res the mouseless. So we'd rather just res the price hack, and we don't even have to res it. And then they're more likely to die because this will do 2 damage, and we only have to run res 1. I'm just going to res it. We don't need to. Whatever. Yeah, then we only have to hit 1 punitive, and they can't win on a single here. Oh! At least that's more money for us. So if we get an I've had worse here, it's a problem. We didn't have I've had worse. Again, I don't think they're on anything. And then a single punitive would do 7 damage at this point. So that'll do it. Oh, we can even a high profile target for 3 damage. So I guess there's no reason to risk that. We'll just do all our money. That does 6 damage. I think I'm dead. Hey, good game. Oh man. Just like adding 1 more meat damage is such a big deal. Thanks for the game. That drip economy probably roll as well. How long does the tournament go on Saturday? I actually don't know. It starts at around noon. I have consistent engagement on Saturdays, but I love to panic build a pair of decks for the tournament. Yeah, I don't know. Sanjay can answer that because it depends on the rounds, but I know it starts at like 11:45 Eastern. Yo, Terrence, what up? This runner deck feels a little greedy. Kind of was. I think that Axis was definitely greedy. Like they could have just clicked for credits. Like that mining accident was definitely not necessary, but like throwing out, we could have thrown out 6 points there. I guess we would have lost an R&D, but it's very Easy to set up a punitive. And if they didn't do anything, like we'd score this, or actually we'd just score hostile from hand and leave this, and we'd probably have a good setup. The fact that they're not running I've had worse is like such a big deal. Yo, is anyone else down for another? I'm just gonna host an Ocarina game. I think it's a, oh, it's not even an option. I'm just gonna call it Ocarina. Anyone can jump in. We'll do Corp. I want to play this one again. It's probably 4 rounds. A round is probably 8 minutes, 80 minutes on average. Okay, cool. There's someone else in chat who also showed up specifically for Ocarina, so we'll get a game with them. I think they had to go by 10. Oh, fuck. Hopefully this one's fast. Okay, so we're gonna replace ID. The cleaners. Okay, so we'll see who we're playing against. It's definitely a shaper with a link. You too, man. Opening hand, we have ice. We have a hostile. Consulting visit actually isn't that great outside of punitive. Artist, I feel like that's good enough. We can keep this. Artist isn't that quick, are they? They definitely have a way to make money on turn 1, which is nice. And they can use that ability pretty easily. I'm not that scared about pressure, so before they put out any sort of clot threat, I'm just going to score that out and get up to 10. We also have Archer in the list, so getting that scored early is pretty good. And from here, we want to basically set up C-Source into kill. Yo, Floofy, what's up? Stoppable, I'll jump into a game at some point tonight. Awesome. We're going to be playing till like 11:30, 11:45, so there'll be a lot of time. I don't know how long y'all can hang out. So this is the artist. So they can either Magnum Opus once a turn. Ooh, they're going for a single here. They do have the credits though. Or they can install. There's a Tapworm, okay. We don't have dedication, but if we install advances, they have to take a lot of damage, and it actually puts us underneath. I think we just do it. And then we can do a hedge fund into consulting punitive. I don't think they can steal this. Like again, the math is just like really nuts on this. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 meat damage, and on top of that, a punitive is 4 damage. So it's 9 damage. They do have a lot of money though, but we have too big to fail into hedge, we have too big to fail into consulting. Yeah, it's Ocarina. I made a janky NVN deck that I'm excited to try out this weekend. Cool. Did we not top deck this? Where did this come from? And if they let this go, like we're on game point in theory. And if we score this, we're still giving them Tapworm credits, but whatever. I don't think they're taking it. Oh, they might be. They might be considering it here. I don't think they can. They do also have a link though. It's just like old Kate. But I still think we're good. Again, like this is 5 damage into 4 damage. It's wild. He's drawing it up again. Oh, they're going for it. I just think they're dead. Yeah, they're totally dead. This is buck wild. Good game. For what it's worth, I don't think the math mattered. Like, I don't think it mattered that we were cleaners there. The fact that they just couldn't do diversion was wild. Okay, that was a fast game. Somebody was saying that they can only hang out till 10 and they wanted to play a game. Who is that? Because we definitely have time now. Okay, so this didn't matter. We did 2 extra damage. We overkilled by what? We overkilled by 2. So in theory, we actually did not need our ability. Oh, that's not true. It definitely helped. That was me. Arzen, do you want to host? I'll jump in. That was quick. Yeah, that was pretty wild. We had a really good draw. We had some econ, and we just played the hand. That's a bit of a bummer for sure. Yes, we got 2 extra. 1 from CityWorks, 1 from Punitive, and we overkilled by 2. So in theory, it might not have mattered. I feel like that math though that just doesn't end up. Oh, we have one here. It doesn't hold up. Okay, I gotta do runner. So our runner decks are pretty bad. In fact, I didn't. Oh, hold on 1 second. I don't even have them. Okay, so the red dress deck I think is a bit too many cards, so we have to cut it down. So I'm just gonna copy paste over the Theophilus Bagbiter deck, which is probably pretty garbage, but it looks interesting at least. Just had to hope you were bluffing. Being down 4-0 on a 50 card list. Oh yeah, your 50 card list too. Yeah, them getting to like game point that soon is definitely a problem. Bagbiter Ocarina. So I think Bagbiter got a lot of help by the fact that what's our name? Our name is Express. was the fact that Faust is now legal. So it's a really good way to capitalize on having so many cards in hand. I believe Sanjay's open to people arriving late or dropping the last round, but I check with him. That's what Terrence says. Oh, that's really good to know for those who can't make the whole time. Again, like it's not like people are playing mostly for fun. Okay, so read Theophilus Bagbiter, which, oh shit, I have to spell. Thanks, you too. Nah, I have to spell Theophilus Bagbiter. Theophilus. That's the hardest challenge all tournament, is consistently spelling Theophilus. Oh, indicate action, that's not right. Okay, cool. So we start with no money, which is a problem. So having a dirty laundry is actually pretty good because we can do credit, run archives. We could, and we have a piece. Now the best card in our hand is a piece in our time into game day, but I think we can definitely keep this. Basically, we can't play this turn one because we start with no money, which is a bummer. They're a 50 card deck, which is good for us. But anything that's advanced like this is wild. And we can't steal it, right? Because it looks like we can't steal it at least. They're also an NBN ID, which is really important to know. So we're basically a combo deck. We draw our whole deck and then pop off notorieties and legworks and Maker's Eye and stuff. But there's not much to do here. I think we can just dirty laundry R&D. We're weak to like NGO front, hard-hitting news, stuff like that. Consulting visit. That's actually really scary. That means they're probably on that sort of stuff. So we'll just take the 9 credits and draw from here. Sneak Door, what's up? Stoked to see you still making great content. The Continentals were awesome. Yo, glad you liked it. The Continentals were really, really fun. Ooh, a Bologna. Okay. We got Ocarina today, which is really good. We can't score peace or play peace because they did score an agenda. Caddy's okay. She's a bit slow, but we probably can do that. We want to draw into a game day or more card draw. I think we'll just do Caddy. We probably don't need to. We probably just want to draw more. Our hand size is 9. But like as soon as we hit a game day, we want to basically pop off and draw our whole deck and then hopefully capitalize. Now this is only for agendas that are installed or cards. Agendas? Yeah. So if we access them off centrals, it's not going to mean anything. So Utopia, is Bologna just unstealable? Yeah, largely. Well, kind of. It's per advancement. You don't get the 5 credits either, but it's definitely good. It's also a 50 card deck and they only have 10 influence. All right, we'll give them money, which feels bad here. I actually don't think we give them the money. We'll let them struggle for a bit. Data folding is good. If we install it though, it'll hit our hand size unless we can hit a career fair. Oh man, there's actually like a lot of things to think here. Right, because if we hit this, we'll go down to 4 hand size. We don't need the 3rd early bird, do we? Yeah, Bagbiter Faust seems okay. We can, in theory, like inside job this remote. The problem is like Bologna is like 9 credits to steal, and we did not pop off with peace. We can't let them have this one. I think we have to. I feel like we have to inside job this. We have exactly 9 credits, and they have consulting visit though, so like hard hitting news and stuff like that's gonna matter. I don't even think we had to inside job there. They probably can't res. Fly on the wall, Christ. That's 4 credits to steal this thing. You know how bad it would have been if they like take all our money away? I'm scared. Like if they closed accounts a Bagbiter with full hand, oh my god. I guess we keep drawing. Oh, we found it. Okay, so now we just need as much money as possible. So next turn's gonna be piece at a time into game day. And then we'll hopefully draw everything. But now that we're on 1 point, that's huge. We can win on 3 Bologna or 2 Bologna steals. I'm assuming they're on like all 3-pointers and then maybe 2 flies. What's the card on the left? I don't recognize the art. This one? Kirza, how's it going? Fly on the wall? You're gonna see a lot of weird cards in this one. Okay, so now we can kind of pop off. So if we hit this now, we're going to draw not all of our deck, but half our deck. This will draw 14 cards. I think we'll do that. Oh, in our hand? Oh, that's just Armitage. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a revised core set Armitage. I just wanted money. We also like, this is where the efficiency of this deck gets really weird to me. Like in theory, it's more efficient, I think, to install Armitage and start hitting it before game daying. At least I think. Because now every time we hit this, it's like drawing 2 more cards with game day. So I think we just need to get up to like 36 credits and draw everything. I don't know. And they're building for remote, which is great. I don't know what this is. If that's a Crisium, it's a problem because we're on makers. Let's just try and draw our whole deck. Or most of it. We'll be on 29 next turn. And in theory, our hand size goes less than 1 when we play this card. But we're going to have to hit that plus button. Install advance. Okay, if they fucking fly on the wall us, it's going to be so bad. Well, at least we can pop off that turn with Faust. All right, draw everything. All right, there's a button to blow things up so you can see everything. So what do we need? We don't have any ways to make this technically be harder to advance. We have career fairs, which are nice. We'll have drip next turn. Even if they close accounts, so we can like piece in our time next turn. Oh no, because they'll score a fly on the wall if that's the case. We could falsify it and then inside job the remote. That's probably okay. I think we can falsify this. We only have one more click though. It's a Bologna. Okay. So I think we can inside job this one, and then we're in a pretty good spot. Again, it's 9 to steal, but we have 30, so our hand size can go down a bit. Yeah, they can't res anything. So this should be okay. Slot machine? Cool. We're through that. Pop-up window? Great. We'll pay 1. That actually hits our hand size, but there's a lot of jank we can throw at it. And then in theory we can, oh, I paid 1 already, okay. 3 credits? What do you got? Resource, event, resource. Ooh, so the thing with slot machine is it's pretty cool because in theory if it puts 3 tokens on this card, it gets so much harder to steal. So we're gonna steal this and it's gonna hit our hand size because we have to spend 9. So we're gonna have to throw out some cards here, which is gonna be annoying. Getting the triple is so nice with Utopia. I was just saying. That's awesome. So we'll steal for 9 and we're on game points. So hopefully we can close the game out. But the problem is we have to discard like what? A lot of cards. Okay, so probably don't want data foldings at this point. But if we don't win, that's all I might. We definitely don't want Hernando. Legwork seems okay. Pad taps, probably good considering what their ice suite looks like. How many notorieties do we have? 2. So 3, 4, 5. In theory, 2 notorieties could win us the game if we steal another 1-pointer. We definitely need Faust. Easy Mark is definitely playable after they inside close our counts if that does happen. We'll get rid of, I don't know. Oh man, this is hard. We have to get rid of a lot of stuff. Like 17 minus 26. We have to get rid of 9 cards. So we're at what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's still more cards in our stacks for we have another inside job, which is good. This is good too. We probably don't need another game day. That's actually still really good. 4, 5. We'll get rid of 1 legwork, 6, and a pad tap 7. Oh, it's 9, right? Early bird's pretty good with notoriety. We can double notoriety on the early bird turn. Eight. Piece 9. Okay. All right. Real damage. What does early bird do again? It says you can make a run. Make a run. Only as your first click and gain a click back. So it's like our built-in hyperdriver. It's all worth noting that also we have 17 influence in Theophilus Backbiter. Okay, so relying on Faust now is actually kind of tricky because we can't. Because we need a lot of their cards in our hand. Don't need both boomerangs? We might. Let's go with how's it going? I feel like we just boomerang run R&D here. I guess we can gamble first. Run R&D and see what this looks like. Both the ice. Does it make me want to play? There's some really cool stuff you can do in the format. Oh wow, it's the last one. Okay. Event, resource, resource. So we'll break the 2 subroutines that matter. And we'll see what this is. Hopefully this is not a Crisium. Preemptive. Crisium. Okay, we have to trash the Crisium. And we'll stack. So 15, we have 15 cards in hand. Okay. So again, we don't need the Faust. We could always inside job HQ. And so we just need to get 1 more agenda here somehow. So it comes down to our Maker's Eye. We can wait next turn for the preemptive. So I think we can just get money here. So I think we're just going to start smashing Armitage again. And by smashing, I mean install. During consulting visits, so Crisium makes sense. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? Noto turn is now. I don't think we can Noto turn this now. I think we want to if we want a notoriety, we need more clicks, and also we need to inside consulting visit for economic warfare into preemptive action. That actually hits our hand size. Like we want an early bird so we can double notoriety, but hopefully we don't need a double notoriety. Caddy made you -1 credit. Yeah, Caddy hasn't been good so far, but she's important. They didn't res the Crisium. No, they didn't. I don't think. EC just posted an article on Intercontinentals in Swiss. Oh, super cool. We'll check that out. Thank you. Okay, I think we can just smash the button here. Another data folding was probably worth career fairing out. I don't know if we're going to need our Faust. They're on 0 credits. Like, I think we can just legwork. We probably can just notoriety this turn. We can just let this fire. So I think we'll early bird into HQ. Worst case is a pop-up window. We could also legwork here. Vanilla would be a problem. Double Noto, Maker's Eye probably wins. Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay. Damn, we're good. This is a fun deck. We don't even need Faust, but imagine what you could do. Good game. That's a cool ability. Do you have a closed account? Like, the meta is so wild. There's so many weird things you can do. And like, what's left in our deck? I think there's a Maker's Eye. Yeah, we have the Mina. We actually have real breakers because at some point we'll run out of money. And then I wanted to put enough economy in this deck that even if you like blew your proverbial load, that you'd be able to just like caddy and data folding out. But data folding is going to be a problem at some point. So we do have real breakers if we have to go to the long game. We don't have any recursion again. The influence goes really quite quick. There's also like a lot of ways to do this. Some people are playing Theophilus Bagbiter and playing fewer game days and then playing more Fear the Masses. Like, there's a couple ways to do it. Too bad we didn't get to see something like Severnius. Yeah, Severnius is another really good way. Oh, super cool. That had been disastrous. I actually think it might not have been too bad because we do have like easy mark, sure gamble. Like, we might be able to recover from, at least to some extent, from a hard hitting or a closed accounts. But yeah, that's wild. Severnius I actually don't think works that well. Like, Severnius, you have to trade 2 cards for an axis and we don't have recursion, so it's possible to do one big run, but there's no recurrence anymore, so you can't do like freedom through equality Severnius stim implants. So I feel like you're better off doing like legwork, Maker's Eye, double Noto, something like that, and hopefully winning the game. Alright, cheers. Thank you. Alright, let's try another one. If anybody wants to play Ocarina, just please jump in. I'm just gonna keep making rooms. I want to like figure out what a Lady in the Red Dress decks look like. Oh, Chenchling has one. I'm just gonna join Chenchling. Heck yeah. Oh, I gotta import the HB deck, which is super cheesy. It's like basically like Chuchin's list, but this will be something. If you're just tuning in, we're playing Ocarina. The tournament is this weekend. Place ID. I won't be able to play or spectate. I'm gonna be on holiday for a week, but I'm excited to at least give it a shot and give some visibility because again, it's really cool. Place ID, like, that's the thing. Someone told me when I originally heard about Ocarina, I was like, oh, that's really exciting. And then I saw the tournament and saw everyone doing awesome things. Like, we're playing against the Nihilist, which again, Cyberdeck Sandbox is in this meta. That seems like a really hard pick. That's really cool. Well, we are the cleaners. We are playing against. Oh, is that not right? Why did that not work? Capitals, maybe? Yeah. All right, opening hand, Nihilist. So basically, whenever a virus is installed, it gets 2 virus counters extra on this card, and then they can spend 2 virus counters at the beginning of the turn to draw 2, or we can trash a card. I feel like trashing cards not that bad. This opening hand is like okay. A lot of these cards are 3 of, so this looks all right, but like, I don't know, the early Sapper is kind of rough. This is a lot worse. Holy shit, this is so much worse. The Nihilist might not work properly on JNet. Ah, beans. This is a really bad start. Oh, I regret the other hand so bad. Well, do what we do. Yeah, that's good, huh? At least if they hit 2, you can win off punitive. I don't know. I'm gonna make a runner deck right now. Let's see how I'll do based on 10 minutes of deck building. It takes you a while once you start like looking at the combos. Like it's not as straightforward as you think. As much as you could just build like, you know, this is my Anarch deck and I'm playing Bagat. But some of the wilder combo stuff, like I think the cleaners is maybe straightforward. Oh fuck, we're gonna get wrecked. Yeah, there's some cool stuff you can do. So this is such a big issue for us because it lets them trash agendas instead of stealing them, let alone trashing punitive and C-source. So obviously a huge problem here. If they steal this, it's probably a mistake. But not. Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, this is really, really, really bad. Daily cast. Okay, ice. This deck has 7 agendas. No, 8 actually. Sorry, we have hostiles. I don't think they're gonna steal it now, but like throwing out one of these like feels right. Just because if they run archives, it's 8 damage, but it's also likely that we lose. Oh, this is bad. If you're gonna throw out, it's gotta be SSL. Yeah, you're right. Like throwing out another SSL would definitely be the right play, especially because these have an ability on the table. So here they can trash. Oh, beans. Summon a try. Summon actually works? That's wild. Atlas is working too well, it's not installed. Okay, you have to summon the Nihilist. Awesome, thank you, Sanjay. Can install it. I didn't know summon was a command. That's really cool. It just puts into your hand, I take it. And then we'll just never trash it. Cool, okay. So we'll just play it like that. You can draw 2. I think. No, I'm not gonna let them draw 2. I'll trash 1. Stay on page. I'll mill 1. We're on the back foot. Oh my lord, we already committed to that. Are you serious? So the Nihilist says you can either trash 1 or draw 2, and I thought because we've seen so many agendas that wouldn't have been bad for us. Oh, but we purged. Oh, wait, we purged. Wait a second. I purged. hold on. I can fix this. Thanks, chat. Summon Jackson Howard. Summon's a little broken if you can do it without your opponent noticing. Good strats. Summon Stimhack. Alright, so we got away with that. Okay, fantastic. So they do have a Street Peddler. They want to install viruses. We again don't have a play here. And once it's like credit install Rashida, which is like such a bad play. It kind of screams that something terrible is going on here. It kind of looks like a prize deck though. Let's play around that being a prize deck. But again, like we don't have CBS in this deck, so if they can always threaten an imp when they access, we'll never be able to punitive them. Liberated coming down, at least that's click intensive. So the Rashida probably fires here. You can't really run this last click if you think it's a price tag. Like that's a tag. Then we can trash like Liberated, Peddler, Cast. Not that we can afford it. But if this fires, it's really good for us. I don't feel like you should run this. It's also worth knowing that we do also just have Snare in this deck. So if they access last click, they take a tag. And then, so in theory you have to ask for an action here because they could have Councilman on Street Peddler, but like, it's so niche. Do you remember to put ice in? There's like 17. There's like more than I thought there should be. I'm gonna say no action. I'm just gonna fire it. To fire Rashida, get 3 more agendas. Okay, it's something. Not a very playable hand. They have a lot of money too. Like that's a really big deal. Okay. Right, we got 1 ice. It's good. Let me just check the ice count. Ice count is 15. Okay, not even 17. 15 though. It's something. It's no worries. I said sorry if they'll lag. I don't think the councilman on SP can react to the Rashida res. I think it can. I'm pretty sure it can. Because you have to res this at a different window than when it fires. Because there's no res window at start of turn. You have to res at the end of their turn or the beginning of your turn, and then it goes to the window, which is start of turn. So I think you can. Yusuf, that gets virus counters from the nihilist. We're not going to purge those. The street pillar is a real threat, though. And this deals with barriers, which we do have some. At least the ones we have are pretty good on virus counters. Spiderweb is 3. Councilman would have to be on the board when resed. No, I'm pretty sure you can street pedal Councilman. You used to be able to do that to Jackson Howard. Am I mistaken? All right, the accessing here. If they hit a snare, there's 3 snares in this deck. That can be disastrous for them. Nothing. Okay. All right. Get away with another Rashida. Give us some ice. Thank you. Very kind. Ooh, the snares were there. So they have to run archives if they want to get use of counters now. Fortunately, we have to throw something out. It's going to have to be a snare, which we don't have recursion for that. Just check the stream on YouTube to see if I could find a link to the Ocarina legality. Andre, do you know if it says you're playing Team Fortress? Wait, actually? On YouTube? Nice. I had no idea. All right, they want a nihilist. So we can trash 1. No, I think they can draw 2 here. We just have to watch out for an imp again. Like an imp comes from hand or from street peddler. So it's either remove 2 virus counters, draw 2, or corp trash is the top card of R&D. So like a bit of noise in each way. What happened? Yeah, YouTube doesn't respect Android Netrunner as a game you can play. So I generally type it in and it does nothing. It might have like auto-completed to something. Apparently that's Team Fortress. We used to be playing Neuromancer a lot of the time, which is like an NES game or an SNES game, I guess, based on the book. Oh. It should work normally. No. All right, so we're not gonna trash something. They can draw, and we really need to jam out. If we draw another punitive, we're in an okay spot. But again, imp is like the real big threat here. But they're gonna need a lot of barrier counters, and we don't have a paperclip yet. So this server seems okay. I'm just worried about tricks, right? Like I don't know what they could be on. Cutlery, Palangi, they're almost definitely on, and Palangi can do a lot of work with 1 heat breaker. There's a data sucker, so they're gonna run archives again. That makes it hard for them to run both servers and not die. They're gonna have to imp 1 of them for sure. Otherwise, that's 8 to damage if we have the credit lead, and we probably won't. Unless we jam the SSL. That's actually the problem. I don't think we jammed the SSL. I think we jammed the City Works project, because if we jam the SSL, these are blank. I feel like we have to jam these, even though they're not credit positive. MK Ultra in the bin, that deals with 1 of these, okay? They gotta throw out 1 more card. Again, they have 2 nihilist counters, and this is free card draw. Like, even on turns where we're jamming an agenda that cares about meat damage, we probably have to just trash the top card and hope. Oh, they threw out a paperclip. Okay, never mind. That's really bad. We don't have archer fuel. I still think we jammed this. Like, again, that's 5 damage, and then they have to take 4. Again, I think they will imp this. Jamming SSL is probably better at this point, since they're unlikely to be able to get in yet. Oh, they are now because of the paperclip. Like, I hear you, but the problem is, like, this is a blank agenda largely, especially when they have clickless card draw. Unless we jam this now, because it does nothing. But you're right, this is blank later too, so at least maybe we can score it. I don't know. We definitely could use the money here. So they're probably trying to fire this. This might not be... Ooh, Devil Charm. Okay. Looks like they're not using the Nihilist. Again, this is 5 damage. I'm assuming though extra cleaners damage. This is not like separate abilities. Devil Charm is actually pretty okay if people are also playing like Brainstorm, Helheim. All right, going HQ here. They don't really have a way to deal with this ice, and it is kind of mean, but I'm assuming that there's a chisel on the street peddler. I feel like we'll lose if this gets trashed. You know the double nihilist approach is going to be real clunky if someone plays reverse infection? Yeah. Or they play Acacia or something. Oh, okay, that's good. This does net damage, but it gives them a tag. And if they want to not steal an agenda here, they really need to put down an imp before they access. You can't react after it. Okay. Snare would be sick. Archer. Okay, that's really good. So they got a data sucker and a use of counter. They have a tag, and they still have to deal with all the threats. So this is okay. It doesn't seem like the purge touches the ID. Wait, actually? No, I think we did purge. Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe it doesn't. All right, they're going here, so we don't have enough money to like really threaten the punitive, which is the biggest issue. By like a large margin. Ugh, if we have to res both of these, it's so bad. And this takes virus counters off of everything, so I guess we have to. We'll probably have to end the run. This sucks. They just die to this? Oh wait, yeah, hold on. Wait a second. I mean, you're right. Wait, they can't steal this. Unless they have like some sort of tech on Street Peddler. I don't want to res this. Yeah, you're totally right. No, they probably have imp. No, they probably have imp. Actually, never mind. No, we have to respect imp. I'm assuming they have imp. Fire? Imp doesn't stop CWP? Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it? Oh, wait, no. Actually, wait. I honestly don't know. It doesn't? Imp is imp versus snare. Okay. I don't know why we're resing this. I don't think I want to res this. Is that okay? Yeah, you're totally right. You can't imp a snare. This is on access, not like an additional cost to steal. So yeah, you should be right. D-res, gain 4. Jacks out. I think we both goofed it. Oh, they're just gonna run back. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, it could be like a Urognium Mercs. Like there are options here. But Urognium Mercs is gonna give them another tag. Like Guru Devinder, that could work. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I think they just die here though. Yeah, that doesn't work. This the way you think it does. Oh, we learned. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. It's on Exodus. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. All right, that's good. Yeah, me too. Yeah, got him. Yeah, so this is on axis, so that has to trigger before they actually start like getting the win accessing. Okay, cool. All right, we had a really rough start there. We obviously got away with literal murder. But the top of the deck, like we start wanting to draw price X again. Some ice would be good, and Afshar and HQ is definitely really good against this matchup. But I'm assuming they had chisels and stuff. Like what else came off of there? Wow, they hit a pawn shop. Super cool. Hey, good game. I killed a few runners this way out of SSO with Aket and putting the counter on CWP. Yeah, that's the dream. That's the Jemison dream too. So how do you deal with this? I think you just need like tech, like in modern format, you just need tech. I'm just gonna keep hosting Ocarina games. This Wayland deck seems really fun. I hope it's not the whole meta though. There's a lot of good stuff. We're just trying this one because it's new. Green Corp. Okay, we'll try it. Surprised they didn't smell the blood in HQ. Yeah, like the double Rashida play is like buck wild. Like I think if you see that, you have to start doing something. Oh, Terrence, what up? So that might be true. But they maybe only wanted to access this when they had imps. Still figured it murder. All right. Edward Kim. Generally a bad matchup. Hope it gets better. Again, this needs capitals. All right, we're the cleaners. What's the command? You see it there. He had imp on the peddler the whole game? Yep, exactly. Prepped for it. Played it smart. So we're not going to mulligan until we see... Oh, donut again. Okay, sweet. All right, so let's see if there's the drip economy donut again. We have, I think, 20 operations in our deck, so this actually does real damage. Again, IPO's 9 credits to play. C-Stars is not very good, but we can definitely keep this hand. I just don't know, like, because they're not playing events. I don't think they're on I've Had Worse, and I don't think we have to worry about, like, wanton destruction or anything, but we mulliganed really bad last game. YOLO. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better. Okay, so we want to end the run probably for the remote, because I don't think we want to do Sapper remote. So we can put this on HQ, we can put this on R&D. That's generally where this slice goes, and click for a credit. And hopefully we build a remote with a Raven, a border controller, a Spiderweb, and we get the Rashida going, because that's not going to be taxed by donut gains. I don't know if anyone remembers, but donut... Ooh, Hernando getting trash from hand. That's cool. Donut actually is a former employee, or maybe still a current employee at FFG. I'm pretty sure that's who the image looks like. Hernando Cortez. That's good trash. I learned one thing in my Netrunner career is never to trust the heart of the cards when mulliganing an okay hand. Has it been bad for you? Uh-oh. Alright, so they got down to the pad tap and the paladin. Again, they're just playing the credit economy, or the non-transaction economy. We'll draw once there. This is Spiderweb we wanted. Well, getting this off will probably be okay. I don't know whether we have to deal with pad tap or not, because I don't know if we're going to play a lot of our operations. Like, maybe this is good against... It makes the operations harder to play. That's totally true. Ooh, data folding too. Scary to mull as a corp? 100%, yeah. And especially like against certain matchups, like against criminal, if you mull poorly, like they can really pull you apart. Anarch is kind of... Shaper, I think, is the easiest to mull against. I don't think you're scared of anything. Whenever you say it could be better, just remember how much worse it could be. It's worth knowing though, like, if you don't fancy yourself to be that good at the game and you're playing against opponents that you think are good at the game, the best thing you can do is high roll mulligan. Like, it's the same with any deck. Like, you have a deck that just can high roll win. That's one of the best things you can do if you're not fully excited about your chances. Okay, getting this up is good. This on the inside's a bit better. Where do we need this? I don't know if we need this anyway. We'll just put this in the remote to like set up so we don't have to throw out a card. Sapper in hand is like cute, but again, Anarch doesn't do that much damage. I don't know whether we need to do that. This on Archive seems not too good, but this deck goes so fast. And next turn we'll probably just score this out, which we could just actually trash the pad tap here. And then we'd be on what, 5 credits, which is not great. I think throwing this out is probably good enough. I think we're just going to credit and throw out the Sapper. A lot of cards. Paladin and data folding, good money. I reached out to FFG person, Hafar Badika, to ask him what faction Donut should be out. Wait, get out. Really? Herson Wood, what's up? Catch me up. Sorry, what is the IDs? This is Ocarina, which has its second tournament this weekend. So the IDs are all connections, unique connections or agendas. And it's you can check the first one. It's on this channel, on the YouTube channel, if you want to see it. We streamed the whole tournament, and the second tournament's this Saturday. So we're trying out some of the new cards. It's really good. Do you know if Nisei will be streaming the Ocarina tournament? I don't actually know, because Nisei doesn't like stream as much as Vesper streams. I think Vesper's been doing all their production, so it's a bit interesting. We could play around Clot. We're not going to play around Clot. That's the Ocarina rules document. Yo, thank you, Kisra. So this gets a pad tap credit, and we have to go fast because their drip economy is pretty good. We can just pretend this is a Rozeki and just ignore it. From here, it's either like fire the Rashida or just jam the SSL. So far, they're showing no breakers, so the SSL seems okay, and that's a problem here. Is like you want the archer on the inside, so they install a breaker here. value. I think Terrence was saying the other deck that we played, it was greedy. Buffer Drive seems like such a slow card. I don't know that this formatted fast or not. Sanjay said he might try to stream it. Oh shit, Sanjay, please do if you can. If you need help setting up stream stuff, let me know. Gonna have dinner, have a good rest of the game. Jar Jar, thank you. Cheers for the weekend. I feel like you can bluff really well with this deck. Yeah, dope. I think there's other ways to help with that. Like I feel like if we added more like reversed accounts and other like advanceable stuff, like I think this deck only has a single NGO. I think you could swing into it. Even like Contract Killer is like a reasonable card in the cleaners. I don't think we're gonna Rashida. I think we could always Rashida now. Now we're in a pretty good spot. We're just gonna jam. Because we have double Puny, and I don't think they have I've had worse. We have Archer, which if we res the Archer, like we're pretty hard committing to the kill play, considering we need to score this and 2 3-pointers. And throwing away this will be bad. It's also like technically hippoable, which is scary. Slightly worrying. Nothing to see here. Bodies in ground. This also looked, I think, a lot like a snare, because you don't overinstall a prize deck. But yeah, Terrence needs to do something, and like they have such a strong drip economy engine that they need to interact now. Or like they're favored for the late game. Ooh, Street Peddler getting a third folding. Wow, that's a lot of money. Turning Wheel coming down. They don't have access to any breakers besides a paperclip that was just hit by damage, so that only gets them so far. So this Archer, it still ends the run. Still ends the run. And again, this is double. Like this is going to cost us 4 a pop. Donut does have a link. Oh, that's good. Our money's going to be a problem soon. But luckily we have SSL, which is going to give them good pad tap money. I like the Raven better than Hortum. Hortum is Black Orchestrable or Boomerangable, not that they have access to either, but Raven's more interesting as much as they do have a link. Like a single tag goes so far in this matchup when a high profile target does 3 damage. Okay, on game point. Ooh, Angolo, of course. It's good. And now the Hippo gets, it's pretty scary. But they're gonna have to break all the subroutines, which they can't on Afshar, and Mouseless, it's taxing. I think we just jam this, right? Like, what's the chance? They have to, they can Angolo the Archer. Angoloing the Spiderweb is kind of expensive, right? 5? Yeah, and then we can always do Hedge Fund into double Puny. All right, game's on the table. Here we go. 5 credits a round is going to be a problem. It is. It definitely is. But it's worth noting they've installed another program. Like their data foldings dry up until they get a console. So we're forcing them in either direction. And this Archer is like what? 2, 2, 4. So it's 8 credits for this Archer. I need to do the math here. I think we do res the Archer because we're probably going to get the kill. I think we do res the Archer. It's obviously a bummer that they're going to hippo the Archer. But that will put them on 9, and then they can't get through the Spiderweb, which doesn't matter too much here. Yeah, I think we res. Yo, John Hudson, res the Archer. How's it going, dude? I think we do res it. We'll get rid of the small one. I feel like we might not have needed to there, but like they'll credit up pretty hard if they steal it. Like they'll just liberate it. This also does 5 damage. Like I think we're being way too cautious here. Maybe we don't need to. Be going a lot better if you res the Archer. We got there. Yeah, I feel like resing this actually might have been a mistake because, again, 5 damage on this is huge, and I don't think they're on I've had worse, and then they still have to battle against all this. Luckily, we do still have 6 credits for Hedge Fund. But we always could res the Spiderweb, and then they'd have to break it for 7. Oh, man, maths. Because now they're here, and they do have Paperclip. So Paperclip is 4, 5, 6, 7. They could also bounce and run back and break it for 6 with the Hostile Bad Pub. I feel like they can take this. I just don't think we're gonna be able to punitive them. Oh, we probably are. We only have to let res land 1. Yeah, we probably have the math here. 5 damage. Hippo 0, Gachapon, and Golo pad tap. We obviously did lose. And now this is the problem. Like if they draw 3, they still die to a single punitive. They can't 0. I don't know if they already did. They have 8 on the lib. Yeah, they have 8 on the lib for sure, but we only have to land a single punitive. So this is where you start doing that math that we're bad at. It's also worth noting we're going to get 2 more credits off the SSL. They'll get 1 off pad tap. Technically, we get 3. So we do that into Hedge Fund and see how the math goes. Daddy Contract Killer. Okay. So we'll take the money for sure. So we definitely start here. So we have 12 credits, right? So, oh, man, does anybody know the math on this? I hate this math. I feel like we just have to spend their money twice. Okay, calc. Calculator.exe. So I feel like we can do it. So we pay 4 because of the to gains, and they have link 1. So we, okay. So I think I'm okay. So the most I can spend each trace is 10 credits, right? The most they can spend is 10 credits. Now they don't have to steal? Okay, 10 credits. They can spend 10 credits. I feel like that's a problem for us. So we have to make them spend 11 credits on the first one. So we spend 4. We're down at, so we have to spend 8. Okay, wait, this is 8 just to play the 2 of them. So it just leaves us 4 credits. So we can make one of them trace 9. They have to spend 8. And the other one's trace 5. They spend 4. Yeah, no, there's no way we can do it. Punitive is net 1 in your favor? I don't even think so. I think it's neutral. Because it costs 1 link plus 1. Resing Spiderweb, I think, would have got you the kill. I think you're totally right. No, if we res Spiderweb, we couldn't have hedge funded. If I'm not mistaken. Because we have to hedge fund off of 6. I think that's a difference. But you're right. This would have cost them some money. But I think they're safe for another day. And now they're getting so much drip economy. Our window might have just flown out there. I feel like resing the archer is probably a mistake. I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. We can still win off of a couple ways. Oh, now I have to click for credit. Last click feels bad. Yeah, donate is annoying. But like, admittedly, like you can play an HB decks. Our HB deck has like 6 operations in it. This list has 22, 21. So obviously a bigger difference. The link also helps a lot. But like, yeah, that's good money. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. It gives them pad tap. Oh, that's a bit too late. If we had this in hand, we would have been able to kill them. We needed this instead of the hedge fund. I think we would have done it. He says doing no math whatsoever. We need a rush here. I don't think they run an unadvanced card because it looks too much like a price hack. Okay. Does this deck have reverse? No, it doesn't. And I was like trying to figure out what to do with this list. And one version had reversed accounts with dedication, but this one doesn't because it's actually I didn't think it was that good. Because we're not on hard hitting news. We're on C source. So you have to do actually like C source into high profile into high profile. That's like the combo that kills most runners if you have more money than them. Now the issue is as soon as you consult or spend 1 fewer click on that, it's not possible. So like reversed accounts is really good with high profile, but like if we C source them, we still need to. Sometimes they'll have like less cards in hand, but shit. This hand. I think Donut might have saved himself by being Donut. Yo, Donut survived. Donut's back in the park playing space backgammon. Okay, if they run this, I'll be really impressed. But I think there's a lot of ways to build this deck. Again, Chief's Lee is totally reasonable. Argus Lockdown. There's 2 good agendas. Like both of the 4/2 Wayland agendas. One of them does 6 meat damage, so you have to take the 2 tags. That's worth building a deck around. The other one's the one that for every bad publicity you get a counter, and that counter does 3 meat damage. If you play that with like Contract Killer, that's a reasonable deck. Like there's a lot of ways to play the cleaners. It's really interesting. I feel like we can't punitive or C-source anymore. I feel like we just have to build up some tag-based hell. Like I think we need double price tag agenda with Data Raven, and then we'll high-profile target them. Their money won't matter. I feel like that's our only way out here, unless they eat a really bad snare sandwich. Because my God, they're making money. The thing is too, like what we could have considered is like for resing the spiderweb to force them to install the paperclip. Because at that point, like their data foldings dry up until they install their console, which is going to be a maw. And then once they get a maw, oh no, it's not. It's a Keiko. Never mind. Never mind. Everything's good. Folding. The Rezeki of the Sea. We'll res the Raven. All right. This is interesting. I think trashing the price tag here is smart. Oh man, if this is a snare. Oh, they had an MK Ultra. I didn't know that. Just installing it for one with bad publicity and just ending the run. Makes sense. So now we have to stack other things on top of here. This would be like a really good time to get an NGO friend up in their remote. Snare sandwich is why I don't eat at the Kentucky restaurants anymore. They make the best food though. Oh, piss. That's a problem. That's a really big problem. I regret throwing out whatever we did. Just to hoard them. That's a huge issue. Can you scroll the chat? Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. I should have been paying attention to that. Okay. So our money's not good. Too big to fail gives us only 6 credits and them 1. And we've rezzed 1 ice. Yo, Timmer, is this some variant game mode? Yeah, this is Ocarina, which has its 2nd tournament this weekend. There's a lot of information online. There's a link in the chat here. I can throw it in, but basically, the IDs are either agendas or unique connections. It's really cool. Spooned. Well, piss. Yeah. Wow, that's actually an event. That's the one event they've played so far. So they're going to take a tag. They have to break all of this, so they're going to Ngolo it. 2, and then they have to use Ngolo to break it, right? Oh, no, they don't actually have to use Ngolo to break it. It's technically cheaper. MK Ultra is kind of annoying. We could res the spiderweb here. We don't really need to. If we don't, like, this is again 4 damage, and it'll take 3 tags, which they can clear all the tags, but then our remote is so bad. Imagine we put a snare in here instead. If a snare in here would have been lethal. Oh, wow. We could have won if we put a snare in here. Biased reporting? Oh yeah, that would have been good. Okay. Liberating the Puemo. Congress Donut. I was considering putting Trimoff in our Theophilus deck. Cleared 2 tags. They have a tag! Draw HPT! Oh, do you want to clear that? They goofed here. High profile target is 3 damage. So yeah, they're gonna clear the tag. Feels bad. Okay. Well, I think we just go ahead and score the hostile anyways. It gives us money. It gives them 2 bad publicity, which is absolutely gonna be a problem. But at least it puts us on game point. Quick summon closed accounts. Alright, they're drawing up. And you need cards in hand. Like that's exactly, if they had 1 card in hand, that's a really good time to jam the CityWorks project. And the problem is like, oh man, Punitive is so far away. If we do install Advance, is there any chance? No. They're gonna get 3 credits. This they break for like, not a lot. Do we jam it? I feel like we jam it. And then we can do maybe too big to fail into Punitive, but that seems so hard. I think we have to do it now. We have to. Jam Snare, hope they run. Jam CityWorks next turn. That's another option too. Like another option is just hold, and because they've begot, they'll probably run a central and then hit Snare, then jam. Like I think that's a legitimate option. But like I didn't do any math here, but if they just click for credits, I think they're fine. Oh, Puemo. And Taka. Worth. As much as Punitive is going to be really bad here. Oh, that's a problem. 14. Chat, do we have it? Funny a dedication to Argus? It's interesting. It's interesting. It's just hard with 5/3s, but I don't think you have to play this list with Punitive. I feel like Seasource and playing Oaktown and Atlas and going faster might be better. Okay, we got to think here. I don't think we have it. Stupid math again. You need to actually have more money than they do? No, really? The math is the same for 1 Punitive or 2. You're right, because we're paying 1 more and they're paying 1 less. So yeah, it's very not close. Oh fuck. Okay, Punitive's offline. No, I think they're right that the math is kind of the same for 1 Punitive as or 2 because we have to pay an extra for it. Okay, we just have to start rezzing things because it's all about Snare. It's no longer about Punitive. Wow, if they access a Snare here, we can win. We should not have rezzed. We also can equally lose. But like Snare into high profile target couldn't be lethal. We can actually win this. And we have exactly 7. It's 4 for a trace, you still benefit, but we pay 5 for it altogether. Like we pay 4 for the trace 5, they have 1 link. Yeah, you're right, we do come on top. Of course we do. What? Paperclip? Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Fuck! If we didn't res, they might have just been going for turning wheel. Why don't I have a link? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, we have another chance. Got the HPT hot deck win con? We could, but they're gonna have Bagat something. We just have to like obviously top deck something. Alright, so they're gonna go back. And again, this deck has 3 snares. Like snare is really good in this list that can do like HPT for 3. Right, we still have to do everything we committed to. You pay 4, they pay 4, rip. Yeah, it's bad. It's definitely not good. Okay, Afshar. They can't break all the subroutines, so it's gonna be 3 credits. Again, just the equally chance we lose as they do eat the snare. We had to get lucky here. IPO? What? So we could do credit into IPO. Where do we put this on? HQ makes HQ look really bad. R&D is like server 1, they'll just take it and they'll trash it. I think we have to put it on R&D. I don't know. Snare Prisec? Yeah, maybe that actually is the play. Snare Prisec does 5 damage. But I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see why they're running on unadvanced cards. Like, it doesn't matter. We're clearly on 5-3s. They saw punitives. Or like we were clearly doing punitive math. Spooned. Okay. This is the first code gate. They have to break all the subroutines though, so they're going to basically spoon the spider web. Yeah. And again, if they hit the snare, but if they won't hit a last click. We probably lose. All right, here we go. Got him. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, that was early on in the turn. Clear tag. Okay. All right. So we actually can't play this. I think we do hedge fund here. Otherwise, like if they fire the hit another snare, like we're in a really bad spot. But like, oh yeah, they keep hitting Bagat cards. I forget what they're hitting. Did Bagat fire that turn? I must have, right? Only 3 left in the stack. Can get through Nova soon. Yeah, the Last City Works. Wait, we can score the Last City Works project. Yo, yeah, but they'll just dump Turning Wheel into our hand. I think you're right, Jim, though. We can probably jam out if we get it. This deck doesn't have DRM, let alone HQ is kind of open. They get through this for like 1 credit because of bad publicity. Oh, labor rights. Okay, never mind. So that window was like very, very short-lived and over-celebrated. Ow. I'm glad that this cleaners deck doesn't look unbeatable. They just had the money early, and they don't even have stim hack, right? Like our money early wasn't good. I feel like the Archer res though was probably wrong. Consulting visit. What does that do? I don't think we have a preemptive. Okay, we just have to hope that they damage out. I wish we actually did have a preemptive. This deck probably goes too fast for it, but putting snares back always feels good. It's such a bad trade when we pay 1 credit extra for this and they get pad tap. Ugh, feels bad. But they're making 3 a turn, right? They install 1 more program, which they have no reason to. They use Turning Wheel shortcut on HQ? Yeah, they... Did they? Yeah, they can though, because they just hit the 2 credit loss off bad publicity. They can totally do that. They have 2 bad pubs, so it's totally fine. 3 bad pub, actually. So yeah, no, it's free to run HQ. Let alone they can tank the 2. Would Urban Renewal in this list work? I don't think so. Like, Urban Renewal, excuse me. The problem with that stuff is like, yeah, it's scary. I forget how much damage it does. I think it's 5, but the bigger issue is how do you protect it for that long? Like, you'd rather just be jamming agendas that win. Chief's Lee, though, is interesting. I think that's a similar idea, but at least your Ice Suite gets, like, interesting. Well, they lose 2 in theory, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Consulting visit from HQ, and they begotted border control. Yeah, it's really, really slow. Like, I think you'd be better off playing Contract Killer. They'll probably just dump the hand here. Snare. Nice. They have to clear the tag. Looks like we live another day. This is where we preemptive in 3 snares. GG, not yet. Not yet. Draw the winning agenda. Fuck. We have to draw the winning we still have 1 click to draw the winning agenda. Piss. Are we getting closer to C-Source? I don't know. I don't say we win here. They have to eat it, goof it really bad. All our snares are out. We have no recursion. We only have 10 cards left in R&D. They have another labor rights. Okay, never mind. It's not going to happen, is it? Should we just concede? Like, we need to get more money than them for C-Source to be a threat. We do have C-Source into high profile, which is like a legitimate threat. We're only 1 price tag left and it's on R&D. So like, I don't know. It seems really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's only 3, 6, 7, 8 agendas. So there's only 1 more agenda in R&D. This is at least annoying. Oh, I'm pissed. Yo, what a wrongy. Dates for Worlds are set at the end of Aiki's article. Okay, we're going to open that right after. That's really important. Yo, so the Continentals, it looks like the stuff on Project Nise's wasn't archived, which is a bummer. Oh, they're just getting turning wheel counters. I don't know whether that stuff is permanently lost or not. So we have C-Source, but I just don't see how we have any way to make a credit differential. We probably should just concede. I have no idea that Donut could be this good, but I feel like just this drip economy in anything could be good. Checking archives, again, 11 cards, no agendas. They do see all 3 snares and 2 price X, so they can just like dump turning wheel. All right, what do we got here? It's mouseless into mouseless, and they're going to see a lot of cards. I feel like we res the inner mouseless. They break it for 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we won't res. We'll just price sec. And they'll probably see 4 cards. Again, there's only 1 agenda in 9. Price sec, yes. So you can't die to snare here. Oh, they only did single access, okay. We just can't beat triple folding. And now they're going to dump all the turning wheel. They're being super careful. Yeah, rightfully so, right? But like, I don't think there's any traps here that they have to worry about besides forced connection. And like, that matters about how much money we have. Which we don't have more than them, so it shouldn't matter. I feel like there's other mean things you can probably put in this deck that are a good surprise, but like, I don't know. I don't think we fired too well. Roughneck couldn't get protected by bad pub killing. I don't think bad pub killing though is a winning strat, right? Like, if the game goes long enough for bad pub, there you go, is an actual issue, you probably lost the game anyways. I really hope this is notoriety. So our last agenda is at the bottom, and that agenda, actually, if we drew that, we could have jammed out. So they just want to dump all of the turning wheel in HQ, and it looks like they only saw 1 agenda, but I think they had to see 1 agenda there. So we could actually score to City Works, but at that point, they just go centrals and hammer it. There was 1 turn you ran last click into HQ, which had a snare, and you could have died with HPT. But you missed it. Yeah, so they could have died there. They had to goof it. Yeah, it's a big deal. DRM needs to be in this deck. So I have 1 influence left, and I was actually considering DRM. I need to find a slot for it, but DRM is definitely like totally playable. I imagine you would DRM for City Works more than anything else, but it seems pretty good. Especially because, I don't know, HQ pressure doesn't happen too early in the game. Yo, good night, Murska. Oh, good morning. Hey, cheers. All right, we're just gonna check thanks for the game, eh? We're gonna play some more for sure. I have 2 other decks that we haven't tried. But I want to just check the Nisei news really quick. All right, let's see what happened. Nisei, it looks like they got deets up for Worlds. Closing thoughts on 2020 Intercontinentals. Cool. Oh yeah, PAX Online, excuse me. They announced this too, that was earlier, that they're going to be doing a panel talking about Nisei itself at PAX Online, which is the PAX show in, I think in Asia Pacific. Yeah, PAX West and PAX Australia, so Seattle and Australia. So if you want to check that out, September 13th, it's just a bit away, but you can watch that 2:30, 3:30 PDT. So do check that out. But on top of that, closing thoughts. So everyone has Intercontinentals. I'm not going to read through all of this, but they talk about the Intercontinentals, which is really good. And there you go. Speaking of Worlds, Continentals will be over, but World Championships will be held online from October 9th to the 11th of 2020. If you're getting green with envy over QVM's opportunity to design a champion card, Worlds is your next opportunity to prove yourself and win at others. Border art by Aki. Hey, full bleed border control. What can you expect for Worlds? Although we'll miss seeing you in person this year, there are some upsides to an online Worlds. Championship, Logic Bomb time. Worlds being online means that there's zero need to use falsified credentials for border control. Even better because we won't have to travel elsewhere on the Atlas. You won't need to liberate your accounts during what is essentially the opposite of a career fair. Despite the unusual circumstances, the excitement of our 2020 Continental Championships was as familiar as ever, and can't wait to see you again for Worlds. Okay, so that's really cool. That's the biggest deal though, I think, from this. Obviously I didn't read these, but Continentals was awesome, is this date. So mark your calendars if you want to watch, participate, play. I know I'm going to be taking time off work, hopefully doing commentary. I don't know, I need to reach out to Nisei, but we know when there's going to be Netrunners. The PAX panel is so cool. Never thought a dead card game would get a panel. Yeah, there's a lot of community efforts I reckon get panels, stuff like that, because there's a lot to learn about, like, you know, community taking the mantle. Kids are saying slightly worried about that. Hope Wizards at the Coast doesn't catch attention. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know how that works. Well, it's just like the one weekend this year where I already have pre-existing plans. Oh, fuck off. That sucks. I'm sure people who knew me were shocked to see the deck I was playing. Terrence, why? Do you just play Drip Economy outside of Ocarina? Excuse me. I'd want Dedication plus Contract Killer in this deck. You brought them to 0 cards so many times, plus Steady is so good with CWP. Yeah, that's another option, is like to do the Dedication. Dedication with CityWorks Project is, I think you are right though. It's probably still worth playing on the basis that you can get into like hand size where they can't interact. But at that point, like, this is the problem with the deck, at least from, you know, the mind racking I've been doing trying to build it over the last couple hours, is that like the threat that has not ever managed to matter is the what's it called, the C-Source threat. And the problem with the C-Source threat, it's like old C-Source. You actually have to have all 3 cards in hand. So you need this. I thought I was on 3 C-Sources. You actually need both the C-Source and 2 high-profile targets in your hand to get lethal in the early game. We probably should be playing 3 C-Sources, I'll be honest. Maybe we have to take a Raven out for some other garbage sentry or another Hordem or something. But that play is like so important because you can play all 3 of them. And that sort of pressure on your hand size plus the slots made it hard to play other things. There's a chance that the Consulting Visit is not worth... Actually, Consulting Visit for single punitive is like pretty legitimate in this deck. But if you're on Dedication, you can start playing other things. Like you can start playing Reversed, which I don't think is that good. Contract Killer, though, is pretty good. Even just like Neural Contract Killer, stuff like that. But again, that's too many clicks. I don't know. Dedication's probably still worth it. I just couldn't figure out the slots to where. Maybe cut the Snare Prisec thing. I think the Snare Prisec thing is far from cute. I think Snare Prisec thing is actually one of the ways that you can win out of nowhere. Just because, like, our opponent did a really good job running the double Prisec remote when we weren't set up. But imagine, like, you have to trash all this stuff. That's 6 credits. We do admittedly pay 4. You have to clear 2 tags. That's 4 meat damage. Like, that sets you up for all the other stuff that you're talking about, like Contract Killer or C-Source into high profile target. Like, I think Prisec is just so good in this list. And Snare is just like, Snare will win you games. The fact that like that tag matters, the less cards in hand matters for the CityWorks Project and the Contract Killer. Like, I think maybe you could play less of them, but I think those pieces work so well together that I wouldn't separate all of them. Rongi saying Argus Crackdown also not bad in the deck. Yeah, if we took ourselves off 5/3s, which probably means we have to take ourselves off punitive, you could do the like Oaktown Renovation Project Atlas, and you could probably play it hurts on slots, but then you could play like the Crackdown, which is pretty legitimate. It's like 3 meat damage, and that in theory works well with punitive. And even punitive, like that's something that I'm not doing with this deck, which is probably worth considering. I haven't realized that punitive Counterstrike does 3 meat damage if they steal a 2-pointer. That's so good. Like the idea is that they steal your Oaktown Renovation, which you are gaining tempo, scoring out, and then you can do double punitive and they die. Like that's probably good. Yeah, Rongi's also saying Broad Daylight and Armed Intimidation are both like very, very reasonable in this list. I feel like Argus Security, the Cleaners specifically, has a lot of flexibility in how you build it, but I do think it's a bit intricate just because a lot of the cards help each other, but then a lot of there's disparate things. The fact that you can play punitive on 2-pointers is something that's probably a lot of people are going to goof up for sure. I think maybe I don't believe in C-Source. The incidental tags are clicks they can't spend drawing up, which opens up opportunities. Yeah, maybe the problem is I don't know whether we have the good money to play C-Source. Maybe we legitimately just don't have good enough money. Like we did play against some of the slowest late game econ decks, and the fact is oh, we have 16 operations. So that in a link means that our boy Donut is actually a pretty hard matchup. But I don't know. I think it needs more testing. Except for my Anarch. Yeah, that's right, Terrence. HHN better versus Anarch. C-Source better versus Shaper. If you're having trouble with Anarch, it might be worth considering. Well, the thing is I feel like if you're doing high profile target, or if you're doing hard hitting news, right? The problem is that not only you have to have more money. Okay, hold on. I feel like if you're doing hard hitting news, you could play Economic Warfare, and then you're more likely to want to play reversed accounts, Dedication Ceremony. And I think that's probably still pretty good, right? People play that modernly. Now I don't know. I thought getting good early burst money would probably be reasonable. I don't know. That's definitely another option to go to try and pursue. But I like the C-Source just because, in theory, in my mind, playing old Netrunner, which was C-Source into what's it called? Scorched Earth. That was hard to play around if the corp had more money. I just feel like we don't have more money. We just don't. But maybe if we play more agendas, we can jam more, and that's exactly what we need. Maybe it's not C-Source and just 1 HPT to punch incidental tags. I don't know. If you don't play, I think if you play Snare, you want it. You don't play, I don't know. It seems really good. Forged Earth. Mr. Stone needs to be a Corp ID somehow. Get away from just agendas. Mr. Stone's actually a cool card. Yeah, he did Rotato. Yeah, Donut has a link for sure. Extra meat damage on punitive means you can play reg punitive with 3/2s. Yeah, I think that's really cool and that's worth looking at. Would you take HHN and C-Source out? What would replace it for? If we took out C-Source and HHN, I'd probably just play smaller agendas and play punitive, and then either 3/2s or 5/3s. You have some options there. But at the end of the day, I feel like you probably shouldn't. I feel like having that flexibility of win con is pretty good. But if you play also 3/2s, it's jammier. If you play 3/2s and 4/2s, it's jammier. The snares and price X are scarier in a remote, kind of like an Argus deck. And then you have an Audacity for a win. So I think there's a lot of reasons why you wanted to consider that. I think you got too much tracing. You want to do 2 puny, 2 seems inconsistent. I think you've got too much tracing. You want to do 2 puny, 2C. That's where I'm at though, right? Play Atlas or Tutor and jam in remote surprise deck. Yeah, I think the 5/3s limits us into what we put into remote mattering. And the fact that price X and snares look good in remotes is a really big thing if we're not playing 5/3s. You even could play Lacosta. Yeah, you could. You could play Lacosta. Lacosta's sick. HHM with Traffic Accident. Yeah, that's the problem. It's I looked at Traffic Accident and it's definitely cute, but at that point, high profile target is just better. A high profile target does what? 4 damage. It costs 3 or 4 against Donut, but it's 4 damage. That's good enough. You want 3 of 1, not 2 and 2. Oh yeah, I think we do want 3 C-Source, but then we want more money. I would consider putting ridiculous money cards in this deck, more NGOs. NGOs is also a problem with this deck. NGO front is exactly what we want, not only with his agenda suite, but it's actually mostly only SSL, right? Because these are face up. But NGO works so well with C-Source. They've made a run, and you got a credit differential. And C-Source doesn't care about the run being successful, so even if they jack out once you pop it, which in theory they don't have to, or they could. I think that's really good. I feel like this deck could use just more NGOs. Wake Up Call also is a card. I feel like the fact that Wake Up Call does 4 or 5 meat damage does not really change how playable it is. And at that point, I don't know what you target. Citadel Sanctuary is the best thing that came to my mind. But again, slots. I don't know. C-Source doesn't need successful run. Oh, it does need successful run. Oh, okay. Well, you can still pop it on successful run. Yeah, you definitely can. Too much drip nowadays. Magnum Opus was 5 to install and just an endless armitage. There is a lot of drip, but like Wayland decks can go fast enough where like this sort of package looks reasonable. Like Argus decks did well in Continentals. I think it's a similar idea. Just like we have a different kill package, but the fact that we can punitive 2-pointers, I'm so excited to see what this deck does. It's 10:30 though. We got still like an hour in us. I want to try some other decks. And man, is someone have a good woman in the red dress deck? Because mine is 49 cards. That's why I'm doing it. I also want to play my HB cheese. Oh, that's the old game Terrence is in. Terrence, I need you to close that game down. I don't know if we can have 2 lobbies of the same name. Probably can. But yeah, I want to try. I have another Corp deck and another Runner deck. I also want to play more of the Theophilus Bagbetter deck. It seems pretty nutty. Clearly an all-side deck with Famiko for the cleaners. Yeah, Famiko's fun too. She's also only 2 influence, but like you need the size support, so we'll do Corp. I'm really excited. It's a bummer that we're not around, but again, vacation also sounds kind of nice. So we'll watch if there's a VOD. I'll be in the car, so I can't even really watch. My data is going to be eaten up. Oh, hold on. 1 second. Sorry, real quick. Okay, so this deck is an HB deck. It's the new HB identity. I don't even know the name of it. I think it's Sentinel Defense Program, which says whenever you do brain damage, do a net damage. On its own, probably not amazing, but there are ways to cheese it out. With like, this is Chuchin's list, basically. But we're really relying on ganked Helheim Brainstorm, which seems to be just lethal. So we'll see. I have a Corp after next game. Okay, Floofy, yeah, next game for sure. Does anybody know the actual name of this identity? What are we called? Sports medal? Yeah. Sentinel Defense Program? DRM will let the cleaner deck go faster than Rozeki's IMO. Yeah, DRM is cool. The thing is, like, DRM, a lot of people don't even play it modernly in the format in their like outfit decks. I don't know why. I think it's Sentinel Defense Program. Sentinel, yeah, that's it. Okay. Ooh, Oshiko. Oh, we have to do capitals, right? Okay, so Hoshiko. Oh, I spelled replace like in, like not right. Okay, that's better. So Paige Piper, I think, is a 40 card deck. I don't think she has a link. Our opening hand is pretty bad. I've had worse will not help you against brain damage. This could be lethal. Outfit usually is HQ open, I think, which makes it hard to get DRM. Okay, that makes sense. Opening hand has money, which this deck is pretty weak at, so I think for that reason we'll keep it. Paige Piper is kind of has a chance of being a combo deck. The first time they install a card, they can trash any other copies of it. So this lets them, like, with a 40 card deck, aggressively get to like, what's it called? Fear the Masses or stuff like that. So I'm actually kind of scared, but we'll keep this. And we'll just ice HQ. Build your own max. Cheese. I've diagnosed myself as lactose intolerant, so we're still gonna bring cheese if we can. There's also tech, like if you're worried about the cheese, you can play like flip switch and stuff like that. All right, this deck doesn't have good money, and it feels really good to not have to click for credit before hedge fund. Take that, donut to gains. Lactate pill's pretty all right. Yo, I've just been taking lactose-free cheese. Is it actually like flawless lactate, or is it just like, okay, you only shit yourself a little bit? All right, so they used 0 to remove 2 other zeros. It's the first card you install. It's not a mandatory, and they go down a paladin. So they didn't remove the other paladins. Okay, so our remote server we have to build. We want something that does well. This card is in the list largely because we're on Tranquility home grid. I think we can draw once more, and then that's good. We'll ice HQ. It's worth knowing this deck used to be an Asa deck, so we have a bit more work to do. I do not think I'm that severely lactose intolerant, so I can't tell you. Okay. All right. But it's not like you build a tolerance to it, right? Like where you're immune to antibiotics or whatever. AL, Andre's favorite card, Maui, you know it. This deck used to have 3. I cut it down to 2. Gotta fight the good fight. Self-mill with consume grade. I think it's worth it. I think if you're on Page Piper and you're playing like a hard combo deck, you would play Ramajin Reliant just to thin your deck by 6. You can do that in standard too, for what it's worth. We'll do new remote and we'll do the AAL trick. I guess we could draw here last click, but we'll look stupid, so we're not going to do it. We didn't plan our turn well. So I'm just going to res this. And then end of turn, if they don't run this, we'll replace it with Rashida and safely pop Rashida. It's just a way of getting you to stop drinking milk. I never really liked milk. Cheese, though. You do build lactose tolerance, but usually as a kid. Well, as a kid, like I could eat cheese and milk and stuff. Like, it's been bad over the last couple of years, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I just cut dairy out and, like, feeling a lot better. And then I had ice cream. Pat made ice cream, and then I had it. And I was like, yeah, that's probably it, Pat. Thanks for the ice cream, though. It was really good. Always draw last click to assert dominance. Yo, fad. I think you're onto something. Probably should. You have to say, though, in chat, like, I know this is bad, so you look like the pompous dick that I am. Deuce is wild, exposing a thimble rig. They're just running it. Letting us res a thimble rig is, like, interesting. Because this gives us such flexibility. I don't know if you want us to res this. Why would they want us to res this? Gosh, gotta keep eating cheese. Like, getting a thimble rig res gives so much flexibility to ice placement. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. Not that you want to face check this late and turn into a Fairchild 3. They're showing no breakers. I'm scared. They're definitely on some weird combo deck. So install Rashida. It's a really cool play. If you're Asa too, you could trigger there too. Damn, Rashida. Oh, DQ. Hell yeah. No, thank you. Oh, double DQ. Yeah. How much money do we need, y'all? It's a shame it's only code gates. Do we want to gank them into another Fairchild? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm gonna put this on HQ because again, I think they're on Fear of the Masses. Oh, we gotta res this, excuse me. Or we probably want to res it. I like cheese and ice cream too much to give it up. Yeah, lactose-free cheese there's still pretty good options around where I live. President's Choice has my back. So Deuces Wild, draw 2, gain 3, not exposing our ice. Again, they have 28 cards left. I think they only triggered Page twice. It's easy to tell by looking at the bin. They've thrown out zeros. Only once, actually. Ooh, Bravado. Oh, they lost it to net damage, excuse me. Bravadoing this late in the turn is really scary. You honestly probably should just jam an agenda here. I don't know if we need this. Swap Thimble Rig? Actually, yeah, we probably should. Getting a res dice here probably matters if they're on like some sort of unres iced cheese. Like there's a chance that they're on like EMP device into like cutlery or en passant or something if they are trying to end us. They're not showing any breakers. I think we should just jam here. Oh no, they do. They have 2 breakers. They're still scared of Brainstorm. We'll leave it one more turn, huh? I don't want to go down to 1 fewer card. Yo, Jar, welcome back. Tempest is either lose 2 clicks or take a brain damage and a net damage. Again, our ability might not just matter, but they have to play around it. But the problem is like hitting a Brainstorm and dying, they're not that far apart. You also have to play around. I had him in the deck originally, but I cut him. Ryan Knight, who is cool, especially with all the click through ice stuff we have. Yeah, scoring an SSL would be good. All right, do we get a Gatekeeper res here? This is where they're going to pressure Centrals because we have few cards in hand. This makes sense. Resing the Gatekeeper here is maybe bad on the basis that it means that later when they want to Fear the Masses us, it's like kind of easy. Oh, remove 2 Black Orchestras. That's a really cute interaction. So that's 6, this is 9, and then we can move the Thimble Rig. At least it's expensive for them. Black level clearance died for this. Also good soy as in no animal milk whatsoever. Cheese is hard to find. People who call it soy but use cow milk as a binding agent. Wait, really? I'm gonna get something that is a barrier. Please no SSL. Gatekeeper, nice. I've been all about the oat milk. Oat milk is good, and it's not Oh, are they playing a mining accident? That's fine. Oh no, they just lost it to damage. Yeah. Soy milk is actually like really rough on the environment. In terms of water use. No, that's probably good enough. Oh, we have it, okay. Well, I feel like I honestly don't know. We'll jam next turn. Like we have Gatekeeper Helheim. The problem is we don't have cards in hand, so we can't even Helheim our Gatekeeper too bad, but we can gank him into it. So probably lethal. Single axis. They have mining accidents. They might just be looking to play it here. I don't care for the bad publicity. It's not a big deal. Oh fuck. They're gonna apocalypse us. Yo, oat milk's good, Giles. Really? You might have vanilla oat milk. That's a mistake. 6, 79, 10, 11, 12. Fuck. They have 5 credits. Oh, if we just kept the Eli, why did we thimble rig the Eli? This is bad, isn't it? Apocalypse. It upsets me so bad every time. How is okay? Okay. Diogen, what's up? Apocalypse since Continentals? Yeah, totally. It's a bummer. That card has to be 5 influence. How is it not 5 influence? Yeah, they have enough money. It's 3-6, so they have 5 left. If we fucking kept the Eli, what were we doing? Why did we do that? What, they're gonna run R&D again? No, we could have done that at the beginning of return. We played that so poorly. For both, I hate APOC as a card. I kind of feel you. I feel like it's just too easy to import. That's my problem. I have a bad animal milk allergy, so I can't have nice things. Ah, oh, beans. You still could got Eli APOC'd, right? No. I think we concede this game. You still could got Eli. I don't think we could have, right? They only have 2 cards left, and they have to get through, install the paperclip and get through it. Like, they can't click through it. I think the Eli would have been fine. They have a paperclip. Like, what do we do? They have more of them. Ugh. Run APOC to 4-5 influence. Yeah, I don't understand how it's not 5 influence. It's the most impactful runner card. It's easy to tech versus APOC. You'd say that. You say that, but like even the decks that we saw in Continentals that were teched against APOC still get APOC'd. I don't think it's that easy to tech. Like you can delay APOC, but then you still have to push out. Like we were playing Access to Ganked. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Thumbrig is so satisfying against Blorch. It's really good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's easy to put cards in your deck that are good against Apocalypse, but I still think Apocalypse, like, it's definitely difficult to deal with. Like right now we have a window. Ganked on the remote doesn't really do anything. Well, that's okay. But the problem is, like, if we push a remote, they just Apocalypse again. And like again, they have a really thin deck. And so far we've seen only wow, they actually play this 3, 6. The fact that Bravado, anyways, 3, 6, 7, 8 influence. I don't know how much she has. Paige probably has 15. Let's check. 17. Oh fuck. Oh no, that's not right. Throw Loki on Essential. I think you're right. Loki on Essential. If we don't risk anything else, they can't really a pocket without hot tech. Yeah, Loki's pretty good. The problem is, like, Fairchild SSL isn't great. Clicking out slows it a lot, doesn't it? It definitely slows it a bit, like austerity stuff like that. But like, you can't keep that on forever, and they can tech against it too. APOC needs higher inf for a ban. Yeah, I think it just needs higher influence. Like, if they're gonna spend all their influence on 3 APOCs, like, power to them. I don't know what our game plan is. Rip Excalibur. Oh man. Gotta play more Marcus Batty. Ooh, Liberated. That's good for them. They have access to all their breakers. All they need really is money. And it's going to take us a while to build a remote. And as soon as we do that, like, we're not going to be good on centrals. Get a Helheim and Apocalypse. I think we just, like, say fuck and put a brainstorm on centrals and then just hope they die. Yeah, this is going to be a problem now. Probably should have drawn more agendas by this point. Beans. I wonder whether the IDs are good against APOC. Ares is a thing. Okay, they're resing Fairchild into a ganked Fairchild. Do you click through this or you install through it? Let's see what they do. Oh, they're clicking through it. Okay, so the ganked is going to be good. Tempest, let's go. APOC is especially bad for slow corps since a lot 50% go fast. APOC is often not very useful. I don't think that's true. I think a lot of good corps. I'll trash it. Like acid spam, obviously APOC is the worst. Like it's one of the best cards against Asa, so that's one of the fast things. It's not great against like Titan, but anything else that's fast, I think it's still really good. I don't know. I think the fact that we're seeing just about every faction play 1 or 2 APOC, even if they're not a strict APOC decks, kind of tells you the strength of it. FC3 again. Hold on. Should have res the gank before trashing? Yeah, probably, because it would have been face up in archives. Does he get to, do they get installed Blork? He, technically, yeah, you're right. Yes. Yeah, they can encounter it. So they can, yeah. I have a question about Rachel Beckman as an ID. Yeah, I think she loses her ability if you're tag jar. I think you're right. Yeah, Phil, you're totally right about that. When we see Shaper APOC, that probably says something. The card's powerful enough to play in a faction that wants to build a rig. Yeah, the cool thing about the Shaper deck, though, is it can do both, right? Like, it can build a rig and APOC. And also, Aesop's, the fact that Aesop's on is restricted, that's the biggest deal. It's like you're seeing Anarchs and Criminals being able to repair stuff, specifically Anarchs, right? They can, like, flip over their things and get tempo after an APOC. Ooh, we're going to get a brain damage. Sick. So 3/3 will do a brain damage, which should do a net damage. Nice. Got a stim hack, which they don't want to play. The stim hack does net damage. Yeah, that's cool. Rachel, you die if you get a tag. Yeah, she's just blank. Tranquility home grid, that's cute. I guess we draw. Oh, okay. Yeah, they could have installed Blorch. It's like what, 9 credits? They could have done it. They only have 4 hand size now too. We had a chance of hitting an APOC there. And I don't like Page. They're just playing for the 40 card deck. Like I don't think they triggered Page that often. We found all of them. Let's see if they run this. I think they should. You just click through this, right? It doesn't do much for us. They actually might just APOC here. And the Loki now is kind of bad. Is Loki an optional? Yeah, they're going to Apocalypse here. Or is the Hagen? Yeah, I think we just get APOC'd here. At least we can pop something. This is expensive. Oh no, we probably don't get APOC'd here. It's too expensive. And a Loki, if they run it into the second click and they can't break it, like we get another brain damage. Sick. Yeah, I don't think they have the money, especially face checking into this. Like this has 3 strength, 4 subs. One of them ends the run, which doesn't matter. They also can trash their cards. Like they can trash the paperclip, the pawn job if they're not apocalypsing. So they actually might be able to get this off here. So this is where a restricted list was useful. We saw decks with only 1 APOC and Continental, 5 influence much delay to APOC. Yeah, but for what it's worth, restricted lists weren't increasing influence classically. Well, they were classically. But like that's a hard thing. It's like they don't do functional erratas because it's really clumsy. But like I feel like you need to do that. If I don't know. APOC's always been, oh, fire, okay. So we're gonna okay, we'll just do this. I don't know what happened. Is it firing? Okay. So okay, it is firing. The fact that APOC snowballs into future APOCs, yeah, totally. All right, there you go. Trash, trash, and the brain damage and end the run. So they can shovel their hand and get through because they can't APOC. So I think we're gonna do the brain damage to try and hit the APOC. Oh, we hit it. We hit the brain damage. And we hit a paperclip. Nice. And then we fire the get through, shuffle their hand. 2 APOCs down. Let's go. 17 influence. We've seen 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You got it. Totally. So now they can't APOC, obviously, because they shuffled their hand. And in theory, snare would be lethal here. We only have 4 credits. Oh, no, never mind. We have an NGO front. Hellhat servers. Yeah, we need that. All right, they drew up. They drew up. If we just get another ice here. Oh, just in time, my friends. All right. Ganked is lethal there? Oh, yeah, you're right. Ganked would be lethal there. I think we only have 1 more, though. Yeah, Ganked would have been sick. And again, Brainstorm's lethal. It doesn't have a lot of subroutines, unfortunately, because they do have 2 brain damage. But again, if they take the subroutines, they take a net damage after. Or for each one, they take a net damage. This does like, oh shit, a shit ton of damage. If we get another upgrade in here, it'd be really good because we get another Tranquility trigger, which would be good. Mumbet City Grid is quite funny with Brainstorm Komainu. Yeah, Mumbet City Grid, I think we don't play enough. Mumbet City Grid's a really strong card. Oh, that's actually a good draw. Like, I forgot about how good that card is. It definitely could be in this sort of list, especially for things like, again, Brainstorm that like just racks on subroutines. I think that card's undervalued. But like in Jinteki, people are playing Lacosta too much. You don't often see this thing rezzed at 6 strength. Feels good. But this is the exact same thing where we might be putting too many eggs in the same basket. And then we die to APOC. But again, they have to draw the last APOC. So we just need to get like another good ice somewhere. And they don't have DDoS anymore. Let's see what they figure out. Scoring an SSL would be nice. And then we have a click still to react if we can like slap an ice on somewhere. I think we should have drawn more agendas by now. So R&D is definitely pretty deep. But like, yeah, wow. We're like way more than halfway through our deck. We've only seen 2 agendas. I guess the deck only does have 7. But still, I think that's way below average. And any turn they draw first click feels good. For playing versus APOC, if you can't prevent the APOC, the best strat is to bait the APOC. Yes, keep ice in hand, stuff like that. But like, that's the problem with the first APOC is like, we didn't know what we were doing. Open deck list changes that, but like, I probably should have expected APOC in a 40 card deck. But like, I played around Fear the Masses, which is like a similar problem that could exist. They actually removed a daily cast from their deck. I guess they get some closer to APOC. Age of the 3-pointers. Ah, Sheeta, that's good enough. Especially because it gives us more money. All right, is our ability good? No, probably not worth playing. We could have played Asa and gone way faster. And so far the net damage hasn't really mattered. We've done 2 extra damage this whole game. Again, if you hit Brainstorm, you're probably gonna lose anyways. I don't think that the lethal cheese matters too much. It does obviously change how they play. Feeding them an agenda or an NGO to APOC when it's convenient is perfectly reasonable. And if you suspect the APOC with ice in hand, you should typically not res the ice. Ice usually not worth the cost of run, only breaks once. Oh yeah, totally. Is there a link to the new Ocarina list? Yeah, totally. Everything's linked here. So there's like an article that gets here, which is like the changes, and then you have the whole like Excel. Tell me if you don't find it. Poemo coming down. Didn't the extra damage kill the APOC? No, I don't think it did. I think it was just the brain damage. Oh, we'll res Rashida. We're going to draw 2 agendas with this, right? Okay, just 1. Oh, Helheim is good. We can always just like Helheim the Loki. That can be scary. Also, we can just put upgrades. Like we can just put Tranquility home grids on centrals. Oh, never mind. Lol, for your sentence. Read the card. I played against APOC way too much. Just jam agendas and win? Yeah, I think that's right. Like their economy's struggling here. But we have to make sure we don't get APOC because obviously it's going to be a huge issue. We don't have that much ice. Too bad Loki can't copy Brainstorm. Nah, afraid not. But Loki, again, we buffed the strength up. Like, this is a huge surprise for them. We can make it a really big Loki. And we can copy Gatekeeper subroutines maybe to return some of the cards if we really need to. Probably bad. Konjin though? Yeah, Konjin. This shouldn't matter. I was gonna put that on the central again. We have enough money. We actually could have advanced that once more. You aren't embracing a restore? Yeah, I think actually if you play like next dice, you could do restore and you could do baddie. I feel like the other way to play this is next dice with baddie, which is obviously very scary as well. All right, that's the last liberated if I'm not mistaken. And we are now on game point. Oh, Fairchild 3, that's sick. I think we're just going to try and not get Apocalypse, and then next turn jam Vashron. They have one turn to Apoc us, which is pretty hard. Labor Rights, again, they have very few cards left. If they have no cards in hand, Brainstorm does nothing. I think if they have no cards in their hand, they're like untouchable. No, not true. We could boost a Fairchild to do brain damage. Maybe we get lethal, who knows? They brought back Apocalypse, Stargate, Labor Rights, so feeling pretty good about the Helheim there. But they have one turn to pop it off, and they had a... Okay, there's a 2-3 chance that they have it in hand. Oh, we do have a restore. Huh. Do we just restore for Brainstorm? No, they have 21 credits. I'm just going to push. I'm going to restore to recover ice. If you buff them, there's no longer low key, but a high key. Oh, good enough. All right, do we res the Brainstorm here? Seems kind of bad. I think we do. All right, 3 subs. That's awkward. 3 subs is perfect, right? That's 8 credits. And if they click through this, they can still steal Vacheron. It's not an Ikoa. They only break for 6? Yeah, but they install 8. It's not bad. I think we have enough money with 2 NGOs that we can take this. The fact is though, like, we need the last ganked. The last gank would make this another, like, what? Only another 6. Ooh, they're installing everything. So now the Apocalypse threat is like pretty far away. That's so much money. And they could trash our Tranquility. I feel like they don't want to. And Vacheron doesn't really do much here. I think we can win before the Vacheron clicks out. Paladin does get a credit though. There's no way to trash this if they're apocalypsing. Turntable doesn't do anything, does it? No. It's worth noting you can remove agendas with restore. I've never seen anyone abuse it, but you can remove agendas from the game. Ooh, click for credits. Love to see that. Kamali. Yeah, technically nice. Means they don't have to wait for the 3 points? Oh, yeah. Never mind. You're totally right. It doesn't matter. It technically matters, yeah. Actually, pretty reasonably. Kamali. I feel like they can't apocalypse us. We can put this on the remote server to draw. Ooh, tier. Ooh, oof, oof. Oof, 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 oof. Okay. This might be the beginning of us overextending into the remote when our centrals aren't that good. But why not? We do have a Helheim. I feel it's pretty alright. NGO bluff? Yeah. But this is not so much a bluff. It was just like click for draw. And if we drew an agenda, we would have over-installed. Well, we only have 5 3s. Maybe not. Can restore gank back into the remote, right? Yeah, you totally can. We probably should, actually. Probably should have done there. Ooh, they're going in. They have to install their breaker for this. This is expensive. At least it's lower strength now. Oh, Paladin also. Good stuff. Kamali? It's a reader. It's like an Ichi. I feel like it's better than Ichi. Especially because trash program subroutines really don't matter. Let alone with an Apocalypse deck a lot of times, but like with Anarchs or Shapers, it's not that big of a deal. Going back in. Ooh, flushing us out. This is good. They're spending what? 2 credits a pop? DQ? I don't think they can trash that. Can you Helheim the Brainstorm from the ganked R&D? Can you Helheim the Brainstorm from a ganked R&D? Helheim does all the ice. So yes, sort of, if that's what you mean. GG? No, it's not GG. Now it's GG. Got him. Yanked is neat with encounter effects that add subs. Yeah, totally. That adds subs for the whole run, right? Like Brainstorm. So in theory, we could restore for a ganked here. Restore is nice with Sentinel, but obviously scoring should probably be prioritized. 6 credits. Stim hack again does 2 damage, which is really good for us. And this seems really difficult for them. They could always click through this. Honestly, they could click through this. The face check on it's lethal. Not lethal. 2 brain damage and a net won't be lethal. Wait, is this anytime you do a brain damage? Oh, at least 1. Okay, huge. Just looking through the new ideas in Utopia Fragment. Yeah, we played against it. It's a 50-10 though, which is kind of rough, but it's NBN. You can play Bologna. Like, it's definitely not bad. And there's no more film critic, so you can just imp stuff. All right, I don't think they can get through all of this. Seems pretty hard. They could click through this, but then even that, like, I don't think they can get through these 2. I don't know why they ran here at 6 credits. Thanks, Liga. Seems like this could be punitive deck. Yeah, probably could. I didn't assume the money would be that good. I think we got lucky with the money. But you're right. Brain damage punitive kind of works. What are they going to do here? Oh, they're clicking through it. I think that's the right play. Fire all? Oh, fire end the run. Okay, cool. So we have extra clicks on our turn. So I think we win. Who's your favorite Netrunner artist? There's like some art that like jumps out and I like a lot, but in terms of like it's the Titans, the ones the names you probably know. Like I'm a big fan of, oh my god, I need to show you something soon. I'm a big fan of Matt Zellinger, obviously. Liga Smilshanke. That's probably not pronounced right. Smilshanke? Oh shit. I could read it if it was sideways. Slavic names are not that difficult for me, I guess. Adam Doyle's really good. I'm gonna miss people here, which is gonna be a problem. Shit. There's a lot. Well, we'll just advance that. We have extra clicks this turn too. That's a good game. Oh man. 2 8-box? Man, 8-box tilts me. Liga hangs out on Slack. She's the best. Get out. That's so cool. That's really cool. Michelle Alchemy is great. There's a lot of really good ones. Oh man, I feel bad being called on that because I don't have like good answers quickly. Sentinel finally makes the brains on FC3 relevant. Oh yeah. I think the brainstorm cheese doesn't get that much better. She posts an artist channel and occasionally is in hashtag Tony. Let's hash Tony. She did misdirection punch, etc. Oh, super cool. I spent some time like doing some of the art too. Like I'm a big fan of this one. I forget. I think her name's Kate Laird. Hold on. Like this one I've animated. This one I like a lot. I spent a lot of time animating this. I probably need to show this to Kate at some point. She doesn't know I did this. But this is really fun. I don't know. It's good. Round 4 begins in 5 minutes. Oh, it's a pet pick channel. Oh, cool. Retrieve based pub. Super cool. Agreed. Fun deck though. The animated images are super cool. Love them. Yo, do you help me with some of those back in the day? No? Hopping back in chat. Hey, thanks for the game. I hope I'm not wrong about this cat, right? We're gonna do another. I'm gonna try the runner. I'm gonna try the shaper, who is probably pretty bad. We need to cut some cards out. Hold on, we'll open it. I vaguely remember this. Yeah, so Cat helped back in the day at Nisei Worlds 2018, the Magnum Opus. Dodge Pong was doing the I can't pull them up right now. But Dodge Pong wanted an intro, so I made this animated Magnum Opus, and then on top of that there was like an animated DJ Fenris, a DDoS, and Cat helped me a bunch with that, which is pretty cool, helping me cut stuff off because my Photoshop skills were pretty bad. All right, this is my deck. It is flawed. We need to cut some cards. We got to do it quickly. My brains. All right, so we're playing Woman in the Red Dress, or Lady in the Red Dress. I forget the actual name. What is it? It's a really cool card. Woman in the Red Dress. When your turn begins, reveal the top card of R&D. The court may draw that card. That's sick. That's really cool. So the idea is that if it's, you know when to not, you don't have to run R&D. In theory, could be another agenda, and you also know HQ, what's in there. So I wanted to make sure that running R&D was not that hard, and HQ pressure was pretty strong. 45-15, good stuff. I was crazy busy during that time. Memories are hazy. It's really cool. It's FTT for lazy runners, yeah. Mill deck? Oh, I don't know if you can do that. RNG key. Oh wow, sick. RNG key is really cool. That's a good point. Yeah, Floofy, you want to play the next game, by the way? I think RNG key might be worth playing. The problem is, like, we have too many cards already. So here's where I got. I wanted to play Mind's Eye. Probably not necessary, but it's not like consoles are that good in Shaper right now. But the idea is that you have to force them to draw it, because if you have counters on this, it's going to be bad. So that's a problem. On top of that, I have HQ interface, which, you know, if they put in HQ, that's some good pressure. And then we just have basic Shaper stuff. We also have a Sneak Door Beta, which sounds pretty good if we're playing HQ interfaces. Everything else is pretty standard. It's also worth knowing that Woman in the Red Dress is digital, so you get extra value from DreamNet, but we're not that run heavy, so I didn't play too many of it, but we're still at too many cards, so I don't know what to do. I feel like I should stop listening though. That's fair. If you want to make a game, we'll join in there. Why HQ interface better than legwork? Well, because I think we're going to need that multiple times a turn, and we have modded. That's the way I saw it. It's the same influence, and the fact that we modded down a HQ interface is probably good enough. You could even play Gauntlet, I'm pretty sure, which is, again, probably worth modding out, and it takes up your console slot. Everything's pretty standard, 3 net chips. Well, it's Akamatsu, whatever, it's the same thing. It's a bit clumsier, but we are running both Sneak Door Beta and SMCs and a Hyperdriver. It's also worth noting that, like, I couldn't figure out how to do an Aesop's Pawn Shop economy, which I'm kind of convinced is a bit too slow outside of Haley. So I wanted to just do good economy, but I feel like our economy is not there. Like, I feel like we need Peace in Our Time or something. We also have Rozekis, but I feel like there's so much flexibility in how you can build this ID. I think this is definitely playable as well. But that being said, breaking all subroutines on ice doesn't happen all the time with things like Afshar, Hordem, Slot Machine. In the Groove? Oh yeah, In the Groove is cool. I've never figured out how to play that one though. I mean, you can try not to look at this at the screen. I make when you look. Okay, it's cool. I need to cut some cards from here. I mean, again, like, the economy of this deck is probably super weak. Like, we're so dependent on Rozeki Caddy that we're playing 2 of each, and that's like all our economy. Political dealings versus Red Dress is probably very bad. Yeah, it's probably very bad. And also, like, what's it called is a legal ID. Flower Sermon. Chat, what are we cutting? We got to cut some cards. Cut some Mind Eye, Sim Chip, and Modded. I think you're right about that. We don't need 2 of those. It's cute though. Simul Chip? Yeah, we probably don't even need Simul Chip, we'll be honest. It's good to have 1 just in case, like, something goofs up, but, like, it's not the sort of deck that needs it. I'm not cutting a Mod. A Mod is too good. I think we can just cut these. That's probably good enough. All right, let's do it. Flower Paul deal. Yeah, I think that sounds strong. There's, like, that's the thing, is there's so many IDs, and, like, we only saw so many at the tournament, and there's so much still left to be experimented. And the fact that there's a new ban list change, we lost currents, that helps and that hurts in a lot of ways, but I'm excited. Is Hostage still legal? Yeah. And Fenris is legal, but Fenris has different rules. That if you Fenris, I think you have to Fenris into an ID from the format. I forget. You can read it at the bottom of this page. I don't think I read it. Who did I use? Jasmine or Serene? Yo, Floofy, you ready? Yeah. Floof, I don't know if you can hear me. I think you muted. You want to play? Okay, you want to host. You host. Oh, okay, I found it. All right, I have no idea how good this deck is. I think the economy is lacking. We don't have Misdirection, which is probably worth playing. All right, especially because we're playing against NBN. I'm imagining, oh, this hand is honestly not the worst. I imagine they're going to be Utopia, right? Do you capitalize in the? Technically, you shouldn't have to, right? Heck yeah, feels good. Okay, so we got Mind's Eye. Modding that is, like, interesting. We have Career for Earthrise. I think we can definitely keep this hand. Oh, we don't have a modded. Nah, we keep this hand. This hand's good enough. And we put pressure on both centrals. Like, this is central pressure, which Shaper struggles to have early game. Yo, is, what's her name? The lady that gives you credits for every card you access, that's... Oh, this is not what I was expecting. This actually did well the last tournament. We don't have Link. Okay. No, that card about the credits for cards you access, that's only R&D if I'm not mistaken. Psych Mike, yeah, right? That's only R&D. I think RNG key is probably worth it in this deck, especially if we want to... It's just fun. Okay. So how scared are we of hard-hitting news? This gives all Tracer Ice +1 strength, which is pretty annoying. It can tell us what ice they have, and each base trace is 1. So like IP block trace 4, yuck, that's disgusting. Surveyor gets a bit better. I don't think it matters that much in the early game. It's a bit better. Okay, so let's see what's on top of their deck. It's a Beal. They drew a Beal. We know where there's a Beal at. How good is this? This seems sick. I think we're just going to set up. We are going to just dirty laundry archives, but like we just need to get some money. And we're going to risk it a bit here by going down to few credits. Like 5 after they're at 9 is really bad for hard-hitting news. Like that could have been disastrous. In theory, we could have been on 2 credits and not dirty laundried, which is probably a safer play, but they probably want to jam a Beal here. I wish we had more tricks to get into the remote. Oh, it's not even a Beal. Okay, but that's also scary. We'll do Daily Cast Earthrise first, I guess. It doesn't matter. Woman in the red dress. Assassin. Yo, there's so much info you get from this. I keep trying to build this deck. I keep having decision paralysis. Yeah, I feel the same way. I had to build them quickly, though, so... Uh-oh. So we want more HQ pressure than anything. Like a Sneak Door Beta could be really good here. The traces are going to be so bad for us. Let's draw into a hedge fund. Oh, that's okay, I guess. I don't think we want to mod it out the mind's eye. I think we want to mod it out in HQ interface. What else do we do? +1 MU, who cares? All right, their money is going to be way better than ours. We need an early caddy and Rozeki's stat. We know they have an assassin. We know that they have Beal. It's playing music. Why is my computer playing music? Do you hear that? This is music coming out. Oh, why is GDQ playing? Hold on. It's GDQ, by the way. I don't know if y'all been watching. Is one of these a Beal? Maybe. What's on top? Surveyor. Okay. Daily Cast Earthrise. Okay, that's good. We can start checking this stuff, right? Like now we have good money. We have 6 clicks. We can check this. I don't think that you'd install a Beal naked. Team sponsorship. That's a problem. Nothing really to recur. Jeeves. Okay. I think we just continue to do our thing. Okay. So we need to put pressure on HQ pretty soon. Surveyor, not very good on the face check. The tracer not that bad. Assassin won't do anything besides the net damage, which they're going to end up paying more on res than we are, so it's probably fine. HQ, yeah, I think you're right, Sid. I think we definitely go HQ. I'm hoping to draw into a Sneak Door, but again, or SMC, and then like stim hack it out. So that's probably a Surveyor, and this is where they jam the Beal. They're going to do triple install. So the sponsorship, we could actually just consider stim hacking it. Let's see what's on top. Sponsorship. They drew it. Okay. We have HQ interfaces. Do we? I don't know. I think we just trashed this. I don't think they're on punishment. We would have seen it by now. I think they're playing real Glacier. Oh, we should have dieseled first there. Okay, that's a turn. So Megan Jeeves seems pretty worth it. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, if this is a 4-2, I wonder what it could be. Maybe the Purge Virus one. I was thinking it was just a Beal. Oh yeah, you're right. We definitely should trash the Jeeves for sure. I was pretty convinced that was a Beal, but you're right. It's likely to be Sandbox, specifically with Macrophage around. Yeah, I think that was right. No disrespect. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Daily Cast Rozeki. They drew another Jeeves, and we have HQ interface, and we know that we can probably trace through this ice. Now, taking caddy money here is pretty bad. Do we just, like, what, pay 6 for a sneaked or a beta? I think we do. Like, we've seen nothing that shows that they're on hard-hitting news, so I think we just go ahead. And they're in the HB package. I think we could just pop it. Probably get a Beal here, yeah. And have Jeeves. Okay, we know a lot of the cards here. You could Stim-Hack Jeeves and get the Sneak Door. Oh, we probably should have done that all at once. You're right. 6 plus. Oh, that would have been way better. Yeah, that would have been way better. That's too late, though. Yeah, we should have considered that a bit better. Beth is good. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't think they're on an attack punishment, or at least they would have to top deck it. Okay. Yo, I have no idea. Okay, so Jeeves, triple install again. We didn't see an agenda for a while, so we saw one Jeeves, one team sponsorship. I think that's what this is. Whatever this is a problem. And card and server 7. Wow. The fact that Women Regest is just like accelerating their asset spam is definitely a problem for us. But at least we can see all the cards in HQ. There's a ganked on top of R&D. All right. That's not good. We can definitely stim hack one of these. Which one do you want to stim hack? Like, we have to trash 2 Jeeves, I reckon. We have 5 clicks. Even a sponsorship is pretty bad. We have to trash everything here. Let's clean up. What did we lose? We lost the caddy. That's perfect. So, you know, there's a ganked on top. We don't know what server 5 is. I think we need a draw here. Yeah, our deck is just not exerting enough pressure. Like, we just don't have enough, like, good economy to run. Like, our economy is tied up into really slow, clunky stuff like caddy. Like, caddy is more of a control deck, which I thought we would be. Like, I thought we'd be able to just to control HQ. Unfortunately, we can't really. They have a ganked in hand. But trashing a ganked for 3 now might be good. And they drew a DQ. Why not Proco? I had it in the list originally, but I thought it would be too slow. But I think I might be right. Or even just putting a symmetrical visage. I don't even know if modding out the HQ. Like, this is the problem. Gank no problem with no res dice, for sure. But the biggest issue we have right here is, like, we are now, our ability is a liability. Because we're giving them acceleration. Admittedly, the acceleration is into HQ, but the fact that we can't camp the remote means it's really bad. So, like, we're not threatening the remote. We need to get that SMC down. And now we can stim hack with it. But, like, this is really rough. I think we just need to click for credits. I mean, you're running all those forecast hardware and software? Yeah, but it's, we modded those things, don't we? Okay, they score a Bologna? Oh, wow, that's bad. And that's a problem as well. And, like, now what happens when we hit Assassin? It's disastrous. I feel like his deck is bad. I think we built bad. No, we got the Beal in hand, we're thinking. It's a macrophage. Makes a lot of sense. Like, now we have to just play total camp. I feel like this is not good. This is a trap. I think we just need money. Don't like this deck. You can do better with econ than that? Yeah, I feel like our economy is, like, really bad. I just don't know. Can you, if you're not Haley, can you actually run, like, a what's it called? Oh, hey, Nanako. Can you run an Aesop's Pawn Shop package? Aesop Server 5, I think that's a team sponsorship, right? Macrophage again on top of R&D. It's definitely harder. Yeah, I feel that. Okay, they drew the macrophage. So we know ganked, macrophage, which could be either of these. But we're just gonna... Oh, these is good cards. What's happening? Thank you. This nut chip really doesn't matter. Is the macro Cyberdex improved Tracer's engine sick? Yo, it's really good. For what it's worth, this is actually now an identity you can play. Like, you can play Cyberdex Sandbox. It's like a 4515? No, 4512 and Jinteki. Like, I don't know what we're drawing into. Rizeki? Like, we don't even need this. I feel like that's useless. Like, we'd way better off do anything else. Discard down to 4 cards. Okay. Okay. Hybrid Driver, In the Groove, DIY Haley. Yeah, I feel like In the Groove definitely needs some oh, we knew Daily Quest. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely pretty okay. Taking now has 6 hedge funds. That's good. It's a hedge fund. They just drew it. Is this ability bad? I feel like this ability's been pretty bad. When we're behind, it's so bad for us. I wish this was not. Yeah, they needed that, huh? I wish this wasn't. Problem is, like, traces, like, they actually can capitalize on the credit differential, unlike a lot of corps. I don't even know what we're drawing into. That's probably not good enough. I don't even know if they're on Bologna. I feel like we need this because we're going to slam centrals at some point. This sucks. Yeah, this ability has been helping them a lot, sadly, yeah. Holland runs these life, they refuse to look to run. I think my ID is helping you more than me. So we're even. If you play like a lock deck, like, so when I originally saw this, I thought we would be like maybe stim hack out a study guide and get to the point where we can run super cheaply with things like RNG key, maybe even multi-threaders, but then like MU and Econ Engine didn't really line up. I wasn't considering RNG key back there, which might help, but again, that's like so many installs. I think that's interesting. Uh-oh, advance means we have to run it, but we have no chance here. No chance. Like, we can't run it. The good thing is we know we don't have to run HQ. IP block. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Your idea of ability makes Shaper set up a liability? It does. Like, maybe we have to do something like a Cuban aggression that we can, like aggress centrals. But, like, we have no chance of running server 12. Nanotech actually is pretty good. I think we have to, though. I think we will. Compile's aggressive. Yeah, Compile's good. Compile's not bad. Click. And we can only pull 1 breaker, so we have to pull the Ingolo. This is so bad. Maybe we'll draw for a breaker once. Oh yeah, we did that. -1 MU? Fuck off. I don't think we can do this. This is where APOC Shaper is good. Oh my god, it would have been so good. Maybe you can try an aggro Shaper, get FTT, RNG, import some ice destruction, play Cuban. I feel it's just so many slots. I think a corp ID with your ID ability would have been considered strong. Yeah. Data link. Oh yeah, are you about a tech? Okay. Okay, so this says if the trace fires, they lose gain. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll break the subroutines. Now this is pace 6. We have paperclip, but if we get paperclip, we can't get Ingolo. There are no trace barriers, so I think we just pay through this. You help them draw the ice after the APOC? Yeah, you do. It's like so easy to imagine circumstances where this seems really good for you. We're gonna lose here, so we're just gonna go all in. Oh, it's a macrophage. Okay, so that's trace 2. And they have way more money than we do. Yeah, we can't get this. They'll get 8. Yeah, I know, but like, oh wait, should we pay 1 for them to get 8? I don't think it matters. Like, they can res anything they want with 24 credits. They're getting 6 at the start of their turn. Like, even if we pay 1 to them not to get 8, it's 9 to 24. It really doesn't matter. You should break. I don't think so. Oh wait, you're right, because of Aryabhata. Wait a second. Hold on. Fuck you. So I paid 4 for that. I'll pay 3. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about Aryabhata. You're totally right, though. I don't care about them getting 8, but it's the same cost as this. If there was no Aryabhata, yeah. All right, we'll run it back. Server 2. Let's go. I don't think we can get in here, and even if we do, we don't win. If we had early Rizekis, we might have been not able to win. Oh. There you go. I was wondering why I wasn't showing up. So far the strength hasn't mattered. We'll see if the strength actually matters when it comes to like awkward breakpoints. Talk about awkward breakpoints. 5. So if we do, how many times do we have to boost it? 3 strength. So we have to boost it to 4 to 7 to 8, 9, 10. So that's, oh no, it's 2. I think it's cheaper to do this. Oh, it's bad anyways. 8 is annoying. Well, we'll spend all our money, I guess. Assassin doesn't end the run. Assassin kills this, actually. Okay. 2. I don't think we can do this one. So it's 2 credits to paint. Then we have 5. So we can do boost. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can break it, but then we have no money. So hopefully we just pray for, I don't know, everything. This is a waste of time. All right, here we go. Dead man walking. I don't think the 2 tags are going to kill us. But the fact that we have 0 credits is gonna. Assassin's lethal. Not on ice I would have considered. It is an assassin. That does 3 net damage. And we have also the brain damage to take. I've never actually been assassinated. That's wild. Super cool. We did see the information. Like, we did gain information. Good game. Hey, thanks, you too. Yeah, like we gained information. The problem is like it kind of felt Fiskian, right? Like Laramie, like we help them. Like Laramie, Fisk, and all that sort of stuff is only good when there's pressure, like things like gang sign, and then the remote is not safe. But like they were really good at building a remote because we didn't care about daily quests. Their money went unchecked. They weren't rezzing ice. Like there's so many reasons. It was pretty bad. I think you need a more run-based shaper. Yeah, I feel like we need to be more aggressive so we can stop this from happening. But then I was building this and thinking like, oh, we have to play control because then we can camp the remote. But I don't think that's right. This deck like had dirty laundries in it. It had dream nets, and then I cut all that stuff to be like, oh, we're just gonna sit back and caddy, which seems wrong too. Compile, dirty laundry, Bravado, dream net, Takobi. Oh, Takobi is a good card. Acceleration was very helpful. It's worth noting that do we have 15 influence? I think we might. I don't even think this deck uses all 15. I think it uses like 14. Yeah, it's 14. Yeah, totally. Feels bad. But yeah, it's really cool. Is it an interesting ability? I'm very excited to see whether this actually can perform at the tournament and be meaningful, or whether it turns out to be like more of a detriment than a help. I see there. All right. It's 11:30. I think, okay, we're not streaming for a week. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more game, but it has to be fast. So we're gonna do the corp. It's mining accident shaper thing. It classically was. I saw people playing mining accident shaper in what's her name, Akiko Nisei, just because she kind of seems like the most aggressive shaper we have. Like works more aggressive than HQI. I agree with you, and that's because we can't afford to run HQ more than once. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I don't know if anyone's down for another game, but we can do one more. I don't want to play corp though. Yeah, we'll see. Again, the tournament is on Saturday. It's totally free to enter. Sanjay would love to have you, and it's a very pleasant dude. Good at running a tournament. Last one went pretty great. Mod HQR for 2 cards, legwork for 3 cards. Yeah, the idea that the way I saw is like we'd be able to pressure pretty consistently. It's also worth noting, like if you're considering mining accident, it actually might be worth, if you're playing an aggressive run, instead save, leave the choice out of it from the corp and just play multi-threader. Like hopefully Shaper can deal with the MU, but multi-threader is 2 credits a turn. And I know mining accident is 1 credit per run, but it's not guaranteed. And sometimes you'll just help them draw into their economy. I don't know. Multi-thread is quite slow. It's not that bad if you modded it out. Like I think modded is such a big deal in Shaper to set up. I love playing modded. It just feels so much faster. If you lose 5 credits, you slow them too? Yeah, sure. But don't you want to just play pad tap for that, I guess? I don't know. You probably can play both. I wonder. The thing is, like, also in some matchups, like mining accident isn't playable. The Wayland ones, maybe. I don't know, maybe. There's a lot of asset spam matchups, though. You're right. Mining accident is way better, too. I could see it. Yeah, I definitely could see it. I think we played against mining accident today. Oh, that was out of our boy Donut. We played it for 3. Still good. I wonder if the carpet, we got a rug, if it changes the audio quality. A cat's trying to get underneath it. I don't know if anyone's still playing Ocarina. We might just hang out here for another 5 minutes, and if not, again, I'm on holiday as of Saturday, so I won't be in the tournament. I won't even be able to watch it. Hopefully there's a VOD or something if Sanjay streams it, and then we'll be back in a week. So there'll be no stream next Thursday. I always get confused when people talk to their cats on stream. Hey, Nana. What's up? I don't understand. She's very bitey lately. Oh, Giles is in. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll go again. Heck yeah. Thanks, Giles. If someone has a deck they can shoot me, I'd be down to play. Oh, first name is Cat. Yeah. Sorry, Cat. Yeah, I could see that being pretty bad. Which one do you want to do? HB or we'll try the HB. We did the other one a bit more. Ooh, okay. Opening hand's fantastic. It's exactly the cheese we wanted. Brainstorm Helheim. You can't ask for anything better. That's actually like sick. Aesop's Beth, Talud, Artist, Woman. Be the closest they have is Psych Mike. What's this deck? This is the one that we played before. They're the artist. So this is exactly everything we need. Hedge Fund, Helheim. Like that's a 12 credit play. You know, they're shapers, so they're not going to pressure us too early. Yeah, this is exactly what you want. Oh, that's too far in. If they run that, they probably lose. Outside of like... Oh, actually, you can even boost this out of strength of Deus Ex, right? Because Deus Ex is strength 10, if I'm not mistaken? Okay, that's a setup, for sure. Oh, ganked. Oh, so beautiful. There's no way they run this. If they run this, I think we win. The problem is like we only have 2 cards in hand. So more card draw would have been good. Because again, if we're relying on Helheim. But I think ganked will get you there. So again, first time or any time, excuse me, they take brain damage, they also take a net damage. I just hope they're not Apocalypse. If they're Apocalypse, I'm going to lose my mind. Why no VLC? It's interesting. It could be. Boomerang. I think we win. Wait. This does 5 damage. There's 6 cards in hand. We don't even need a Helheim this, obviously. Brainstorm, this doesn't care. We could do Violet level clearance. We don't have Ginger, though. It's kind of scary. I don't know. Stealth rate could be rough. Yeah, it could. But actually, it's not that bad because Gank lets you re-hit it. So if you are after imaging it, it's not the worst. And if they access here, they die. They need to jack out. What? Oh, because it's each instance. Oh, yeah, they're dead. They're straight dead. Oh, that's the cheese. Oh, the cheese. Oh, yeah, right, because it's not flat. It's for every instance. So every subroutine was 2 damage. So that actually did 8 damage. Like, oh my god, if they went through that, there's no way. Jeebus, yeah. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I'll rebuild. Okay, cool. Okay, well that was a fast one. So that's the cheese. That's the cheese. Like Brainstorm on its own, if it would fire, it'd be a problem. They would have one hand size, which is, you know, hard. It makes the game harder. But the fact that it's lethal, lol, cheese. I don't know. I never like it where, like, you know, a big part of the game is like interacting with ice, and you can make it to a point where it's like, oh, you lose if you interact. Like that feels bad. All right, we'll give it another shot. Oh, I need to write this whole thing in. That took longer than the game. Oh, we have a brainstorm. We're gonna win. Replace ID Sentinel Defense Program. Cool. Oh my god. Hey Nana, what's up? Oh, thanks for the rub. Really good. It's a really good rub. Don't bite me. All right, we'll keep that. All right, so we could jam behind the brainstorm turn 1, but we can't res it. We don't have a hedge fund here. We kind of need a hedge fund. Not sure I should wish you any more luck. Oh. Got it out of the way once. How bad could this time be? He says, not taking a mulligan. So 5, I don't think there's anything scary. They in theory could run this. But also Fairchild 3. Yeah, this hand's also really good. Me too. Hey, Proco. Shaper's set up. Wouldn't be surprised. And this is going to help us a lot. It'll let us get up our early... Ooh, Axis, really? Tapworm? Artist. Interesting. Oh yeah, they are the artist, of course. That single Axis is pretty dodgy. They don't know that we're not a punitive list, but that could be bad for them. Eh. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so we're going to set some stuff up. HQ pressure might come in here. So we have the brainstorm. We'll put the tranquility grid. Unfortunately, it's not going to fire this turn. We'll get the daily quest on top of it. And then I think we'll just go ahead and IPO out here and then res a DQ. Oh, we should have Ika over Nano. Yeah, what does Ika do? All subs? 1 for 2. Okay, it's better. It's definitely better. We have a pretty good window here. The daily quest jam is actually probably wrong. I always get excited about that, but the fact that we have an agenda, we have a window, and we're just like sinking into daily quest, it's probably pretty bad. Oh, restore is good. I think we can draw it once here. Yeah, that's good. So we'll put this on R&D. HQ pressure is probably real here. Server 1 and we'll get... Oh, I thought we had another click. It's okay. We don't need IPO this turn. They can't run any brainstorm without a killer. No, they really can't. So like we could just jam early, but the problem is like the Vashron doesn't do much. And SSL obviously would be way better. Tech Writer. Oh, that's slow. That's good. Ganked. That's good. I feel like we just want to jam this out. What are we on? Oh, Tranquility? Let's see what we draw here. Yeah, I think we have to push. Okay. Yeah, I gotta rush hard versus Shaper. I think you're right. I think we shouldn't wait. I feel like if we set up our like kill remote, like it's just R&D lock that'll get us. But yeah, I don't think we should be waiting around any longer. And also we have the remote. Like tier, brainstorm, ganked. Like what do you do? Again, I think it's like, ooh, that's actually interesting. Okay, so flame out, compile, I guess. Some modifying code is good enough. They could be an apocalypse list. That's a bummer. At least we iced up 2 centrals. And we probably want to put some defensive upgrade on R&D so we don't feel as stupid as we did a bit ago. Earlier in the evening. They still can't run though that easily without a killer, but compile could solve that. If it's APOC, those poor tech writers, all they want to do is write boring words. Yeah, I wonder what this is. Like, is this like Talit recursion on Flameout? I think Pawn Shop? I don't know. There's some interesting things you can do with this, but they all require like Shaper tricks, and Shaper isn't so tricksy modernly. It's tree tech writers, yeah, I feel like Apocalypse is probably not it. Okay, scoring this out, pretty low tempo turn. We would, in theory, want to like always, like We could push this here to get more value, but we're not doing anything else with our turn, so we'll just score this. But in theory, like we could have triple advanced that or done something better so that this turn we could also install to get Tranquility Home Grid and get a Rashida going, because obviously this is a bummer of a turn. And also it's not an SSL, so that's bad. Assert dominance? Yeah, we got Dinosaur Apocalypsed. There's some dominance to be asserted in Big Rig APOC. And it's wild, like 100 years, you wouldn't have said, oh, there they have it, they can start running. They'd be like, oh, they got a Proco. They're not APOC, but it's not the case. Yo, Loki's actually still looking pretty all right here. Ikawa? That's interesting. These are 2 sentries, but they do have a ganked. We don't have a Helheim. I think we push them into it. It seems pretty good. Like, what's the number? It's strength 3, so it's only about subroutines. So this will have 15 credits. Yeah, I feel like this is the right time to do this. Loki, by the way, like, I don't know. They need a Palangi to deal with this because it doesn't have subtypes because nothing else is res if we put it on the outside of server 1. But once it goes central, it's kind of short-lived. Let's see what they do here. And I think you need to install something on Flameout to use it, right? I think against your particular deck, you should just run low hand size. And Chuchin's version of the list ran Snare to capitalize on that. So I think you're technically right. Oh, they're going for it. Okay. All right. Let's spend all our money. So it's 19. Yeah, we can do it. Centrals are going to suck. All right, here we go. Tier. Oh, sorry. All right. 7. Again, they have to boost 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 credits to start. Anthony, what's up? We're getting ganked here. Mid MIA. Why did you call? Your lane was missing. It's the jungler. They're always, I don't know. It's been a while. Okay, so now we can pop the NGO front. It has less subroutines now. So this has 3 subroutines, so it's going to be 6 subroutines. So they have to spend some credits. And if they trash the Tranquility Home Grid before hitting the gank, like they're in a bad spot. Right? Like if they trash this, I don't know if it's lethal. I think they have just enough. Oh, they hit a gank first. Okay. Okay, let me think. You don't need to pay 3. I'll use it. Okay, so I think we throw them into the tier, right? Because the tier is just way harder to deal with. Otherwise, this is only 6. Yeah, I think we do the tier. Ryan Knight is still legal, Frank. I cut it from the deck for slots. Come on down. They can't click through this, so again, this is some money. They can use it to Kobe though. +3 strength, that's sick. And they get a counter back. Okay, you can check out. Awesome, so they went from 18 to 2. We kept our tranquility. Okay. Needs more neurals? Yeah, it needs something. So we could restore the ganked, which I think is right. I think you restore the ganked. Or even the DQ. I think we just restore the ganked. Feels good. Just score out? Yeah, I think you are right. I think we had the money to score out there because we had installed in game 2. Yeah, I think you're right. I think people run double hunted grounds on Saturday. I don't think it's worth it. I think flip switch fem, there's other ways to deal with it that are probably a bit better. I was a bit scared about how much money we have, but yeah, I think we did have a window there to jam. Now with the ganked, I don't think they run it. Gatekeeper, they don't have a code gate. They have to Kobe this. The math, okay, what's the math on this? This is 3, so they boost 4, 5, 6, 7. If it's a 4, they do have to 5, 6, 7. So installing the gatekeeper doesn't make the math any worse. But this is good. I think there's enough Hunting Grounds food for it to be worth. Yeah, I think it's worth playing. Hunting Grounds is worth playing, but I don't think you play for Brainstorm because even at the end of the day, like tier ganked is good enough. Score? I didn't want to throw out cards. I might have been a coward. Maybe throwing out cards and scoring was right. I could believe it. Just play Rachel, run triple Hunting Grounds. You're gonna need more than that. You're gonna need like Forger or something. I don't know. I'd spitefully C-source you. And they have more money than they look like they do with both, you know, the flame out and the technical writer. The Iqa's safer here if they want to click through something. They don't want to click through the tier. We'll see what they do. Loki Brainstorm is a Nombo? No, yeah, it's a Nombo, but Loki tier. The thing is, like, they can't let that subroutine fire. I don't think. You're right, though. It is a straight Nombo. Oh, I thought we'd have something better to do here. I guess we can triple advance, right? So that next turn we can install. I don't think we need another Brainstorm. On the same server, Loki Brainstorm works, but only if Loki's after the Brainstorm. Yes, yeah. Loki, Brainstorm's bad. Brainstorm Loki is good. Peace. Oh, they play Peace. Okay, cool. I guess we're gonna score an agenda and be on game point. We also could have like put a 2-pointer and Biotic it out, but it looks like we're gonna have to actually score out, which is good because we're good at making death remote. All right, we have 15. We could install Rashida. Or we can just play IPO. I think we just jam next turn, so we'll play IPO. And they need to run this ends of Vacheron, so that's good. But they haven't done anything, like there's definitely something really cool in their deck if they're playing Flame Out. We just haven't seen it. I don't think it's Apocalypse, but holy shit, do they have money. When you install Rashida, what are you drawing for? I would be drawing for Helheim servers. Boomerang gives to Kobe counters, right? Yeah. The agenda feels safer in the remote than in hand, speaking of. It kind of does. NGO, that gets trashed. Boomerang gets shuffled. Also, I'd be drawing for Iqua. I like the jam in Iqua if we can. Beth. Okay, let's give them 5 clicks, which is pretty good. Fuck. We could lose this for sure. Helheim servers don't need gank to be good. Cybernex Court is better. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, you're right. They don't need it. But I wish it was Helheim. Chameleon is legal. Yes, it is. Dope saying rush out? Not really a rush at this point. But yeah, we could definitely can jam 2 agendas in a row, which would be pretty good. They also did trash an NGO front. So, and there's one in the bin. So this looks less like an NGO front. And they need clicks to pop their technical writers and all that sort of shit. Oh, they're putting on the Loki. That still has subroutines on it. Do you res this? At some point, like, the math on Takobi means that you don't want to res it. But they're going to have to hit a tier 2.5 times, which will eat their money pretty quickly. I heard Cybernex Court plus Helheim deck made a splash recently. So we've heard. It showed up when I searched Helheim to try and find Chuchin's list. So yeah, it did pretty good. Zhao's giving the thought. They didn't get the 5 clicks. They got a card draw. Because we ducked underneath 15. Loki sub actually beneficial for the runner if they're going to hit Brainstorm after it. Yeah, it is. It technically is. But it doesn't matter too much. Like, they save like 3 credits. And we're not going to gank them into it. We'll res the Loki. Loki. I mean, tier. It's cool when the legendaries line up. Oh, apparently tier doesn't work because I don't know how to type a Y with an accent aigu. I'm never going to be able to type that. So this thing has 4 subs. It's a sentry, 3 strength. So it's only 4 credits for them. Or 2 if they boomerang it. I don't think it matters. We just want to get the most subroutines. Doesn't really matter what we choose. So boom breaks 1 out of 3 for tier. Yeah. So 2 left. If you click Loki, doesn't have an automation? I don't know. I'd assume it might. Couldn't find it. Okay. Again, this is gonna be some of their money. Yeah, I don't know. You might be right, Phil. It might actually have it. Oh, Takobi's so good. 3 credits for tier. Takobi's so fucking good. Shit. And actually installing this made Takobi even better. Feels bad. So I think we actually ganked the brainstorm. Damn, Takobi's good. I will, but it's on encounter. And Canooter. All right, thinking. So what's the worst for them? I think this is the worst. It has 8 subroutines, so they have to pay 8. Do the brainstorm again. Because this keeps the subroutines for the run, so it's gain 4, gain 4. And technically they got a Takobi counter too. Cool. Sweet. Okay. How do we put border controls in this deck? Look, it keeps it sub for the run too. Oh, sick. Oh yeah, it's cool. That's really cool. It's worth knowing. So I wonder if their money dries up, right? Like they haven't played a lot of econ. Should have let the Loki sub fire, I think. Yeah, maybe. They could have. We would just throw them into something else, but yeah, they definitely could have considered it. Okay, this is obviously what separates the winner and the loser. Gonna need another shower after this. Is that we definitely could have jammed the winning agenda here, but I feel like they can still get in. Yeah, they do get a Takobi counter. Yeah, Ken, you're totally right. I just hate saying that after we jam an NGO front, right? It'd be like, oh, by the way, you can get in here. Come on. Maybe we jam an agenda and tell them about the Takobi counter. Do you think they run, Chad? I think you should jam the agenda since you have a backup agenda. I think you're right about that. Because this is, okay, like I don't consider this enough. If they get in, we have another window barring Stimhack. And Stimhack again is 2 damage. And then they still don't win because of the Vacheron. But if they don't run here, we're fucked. Like it's, yeah, this seems bad. Yeah, I think you're totally right, Philip. Also, we should have just jammed. But if they bait and do run on this, I think we win. But they don't need to. I think against Shaper, you can be a lot more aggressive. Yeah, I feel like there's no bravado. There's no like huge econ swings. And if they do play like game lost in our time, we'll win anyways. Should be on 6 credits, 1 credit short. Sorry? Artist gain 2. Please, Giles. Yes! Tier. And they have more cards in hand, right? Ooh, Fanside Boomerang value. Okay, so at least we called it right. All right. It's a big one, but Takobi is so good. These are power counters, mind you. You can't purge through this. They still have 8 credits here, right? Like, it's somewhat a stim hack. 3 credits to break a tier. Feels so bad, but this now has 5. We don't have another gank, so. Oh man, if this was also like an Ikoa, like we would have won. Wait, what? Oh, we disconnected. Test? Oh. Piss. Yeah, I wonder what's with the flame out. Oh, something's bad here. I am lagging. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna reconnect. Okay, hold on. Control F5. Sweet. The thing is, like, that flameout technically isn't straight up a stim hack because you have to host a program on it and that's on the install. You can't move a program, so it's a bit trickier. But you're right, they do have a lot of credits offshored on a couple of things. Like, if we just had a Helheim. Oh, we do have a Helheim. Like, we're in a pretty okay spot. Like, Helheim can just win. We just throw out our whole hand with Helheim. Oh man, I wish we could jam this. I'm gonna draw a card just because of Helheim. Zach, what's up? More on the crazy agenda connection format? Nito, yeah, right? Jam City, yeah. They're on 2? Yeah, they are on 2. And they don't have Rzekis. So the thing is, like, with Helheim, the problem is, like, Takobi deals with Helheim actually pretty well. Never mind. So this is +3 strength for 2 counters. So this is plus, and they'll get more. Never mind. This is probably bad. A single advance is pretty lame here. Ikoa would have snuck through there. We just didn't jam it. Maybe we should have just jammed Rashida. I don't know. Can you not jam just for like 1 turn? Can't wait for you to find Rzekis. Yeah, this just gives them another turn. It's not great. But in theory, this could be like a 4-2 that they might like break their bank, try to get into. Right? Like, this deck technically makes sense to play the remote enforcement that lets us res our ice for cheap. Is this for every ice? Yeah. Every ice. +2 strength. Almost all the ice in server is still pretty good. It's really good. Boomerang HQ. Oh, that could be bad. Daily quest. Okay, so I think we strapped another piece of ice on here. Advance. Oh shit, now we just legit disconnected. Problem is if we commit everything away. Oh wait, no, Gatekeeper's better. Hold on, hold on. This is, wow, a salad. Hold on, we'll get this. We'll get there. Okay, there. Boomerang Takobi is funny. Yeah, it's really good. Free counters. They don't have access code gate breaker. They have Palangi, but yeah, we definitely should have installed that. And like the Takobi is making the tier easy anyways. The fact that we put this on 5, I don't think matters that much. But yeah, Gatekeeper's definitely the right play, especially because if it fires, we can recur some of the cards that we Helheim away. But they have 1 turn here. Fast run also is 1 turn away. This is the scary thing though, is if we throw our hand away with Helheim, like they can run archives, but luckily they're still in 0 points. They have 4 clicks. One of them probably has to be take 9. We might be able to do this. Our ability also hasn't mattered. Like, oh man, I'd rather be Asa. Chat, what are you thinking? You think they just like Hushik us or something? I don't think they have Hushik set up. 2-2. Actually, they might. No, they actually could Hushik us. Beth, Corroder, Takobi, Flameout. That might explain why we see some cards that are not too prevalent. Not that they're bad cards, but like they could Takobi us here. They shuffle away their hand, they're safe, I think. If they shuffle away their hand, Yes, it's easier if they shuffle away their hand. But at the end of the day, like, this is a strength 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's a strength 16 gatekeeper. Like, it's still difficult. The strength 16 gatekeeper is really hard. Let alone all the ice is strength 16. But the problem is, like, they could fire that and then run back. Yeah, the Loki, I think, is a liability on the server for sure. I think we definitely it's not good for us. But so far, they haven't capitalized on that weakness. And if they do shuffle their hand away, maybe that they don't have a stim hack off the top or something good for next turn. Who knows? Can't tell if we're DC'd or thinking. I'm assuming thinking. Oh, it's midnight. Oh, shit. No, it's still here. Hey, Xiaos. What's up? Don't look at my hand. Oh, yeah, well, hold on. Are you still in the game? Because if I leave and you leave, the game doesn't exist. So one of us has to stay. I think we definitely did disconnect. Just gonna put my fuck there. You'll never see what's in our hand. You don't see the game in the list? Oh no, really? Stream snipers, the game is already gone. You silently disconnect. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, Giles, what would you have done this turn? Talk me through this turn. We'll end it with pen and paper. We'll do all the math. Giles, what's up? What's the play? Without looking at my hand, what's the play? Anyways, I took my turns. I assumed the remote was dead to me. Oh, no way. Okay, well, that's a win. So you didn't run the remote. Gained a heap of money. Okay, yeah, it was an SSL in the remote, so we would have had it there. I think you actually could get the remote. It was 16 strength gatekeeper. Yeah, maybe that is hard. Man, Takobi's so good, Giles. It's so good. Top of R&D, we'll never know. We'll never know. All face down cards, just as it should be. Good game. Sorry about that. GG, well played. It's a cool deck. Like Takobi. I was like on 8 credits. Yeah, it was hard, but you did have, you know, Flame Out and Tech Trader, and yeah, it looked hard. Takobi, though, hell of a card. Oh, Tilut's Chameleon. That makes sense. We didn't see any of that. Yeah, and then you'd be on 2 Link too. I guess that's good. Anywho, it's way later than I thought it would be, so that's it for tonight. We enjoy the tournament if you're playing this weekend. It looks like a lot of fun. Again, we only played some of the newer IDs, but there's still a lot of old IDs that are really fun. Also some tunings to what cards are playable, or like the influence and deck size and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. Again, we'll be away. We'll be back in a week. I'm going to be on holiday. I'm going to be taking the time to think about sister channel stuff and try and figure that out. So can't end on a DC. Poglos, it's past midnight. I got work tomorrow. Let Gatekeeper fire and let Loki shuffle fire, and I think you can get in. Yeah, I think Fluvy, you're right. I think you could get in if you let all that stuff fire. It's the definition of not bang, but a whimper. Yeah, kind of. And on that note, that's all you get for a week. So we'll be back maybe next Sunday. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to be back or what the weekend looks like, but I'm going to be enjoying some time with family, which sounds nice. Gonna play some board games and hang out by the pool, and it'll be cute. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the Ocarina tournament. Shout outs to Sanjay and everyone who's playing it. That's really cool. That's really cool that he's running this tournament, and that's largely it. We played a GMK. We didn't talk about it on Tuesday. I have some gameplay footage of it. We'll probably just watch it on stream, then edit it together, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll see. That's all. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. Thanks to everyone we played against. Everybody watching the VOD, take care of yourselves. Everyone hanging out in chat. Hopefully you're doing well. It's such a pleasure that you can drop by and have some fun. That's largely it. Enjoy Ocarina, and we'll be back in a week. Ciao.